Now!
Yeah.
Because we love bitches!
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Brian. We are back for another episode of CG Horror Movie Club, the club where we, big shocker, watch horror movies and then discuss them. For those of you who are with us for the first time, let me explain the format of the program. We always try to make sure that the movie that we're discussing is something that's not behind a paywall. So that means when I post the link before the stream actually goes live, there's a link in the description where you can go and watch the movie. Then you can join us in the discussion. And if you haven't seen it and you're listening to us discuss it and you think, well, yo, that sounds rad, guess what? You're not going to have to hunt it down. You're not going to have to pay for it $5 to stream it on Amazon or something like that. It's right in the description. It's usually something that's on a streaming channel where the movies have commercials, but not a lot of them. And most importantly, the movies are unfreaking censored, because your boy isn't going to send you to watch watered down censored horror movies. Who wants that, right? That's like softcore pornography, right? You're watching one of those Emmanuel movies, the Skinamax movies. I never understood that. It's just it doesn't. It's like don't tickle my ass with my feather. Give me the real thing. And speaking of tickling my ass with a feather, we got my boy, your boy, Matt Burke, the author and illustrator, the creator of Butch Cleaver. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great, man. Still alive, still kicking.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better.
And what you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking some Polliner Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. I'm getting ready for fucking Oktoberfest. It's gonna be coming up next month, I think. So
yeah.
Well, I always drink German shit, but probably be grilling up some brats pretty soon and hitting the booth.
Bratwurst. Oh my god, it shit's in my blood. It's when I went pescatarian. People don't understand what that means, pescatarian. Yeah. So I'm always just it's basically like a vegetarian, but I eat fish.
Some fishies.
But Germany's landlocked for the most part, except up at the very top in the north. So they're not really big on fish. It's not good sushi country.
Well, dude, they got salmon brats now. They got salmon hot dogs, salmon jalapeno cheddar hot dogs, salmon cheddar hot dogs. So you can, hook some of those motherfuckers up, and they're coming from Norway.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No shit. So that means I can get my bratwurst on, and at the same time also get my omega 3s, my omega 3 fatty acids.
Yeah, no, serious. No, I got them at work. They just hit this, So I'm slinging them.
Gotta try those. If you try them, if they're let me know if they're any good. If they're,
I'll let you know. I'll pick up a pack. They're on sale.
If they're Scheiße.
And
let me. Oh, by the way, in the chat. Oh wait. Well, first let me introduce Pops. Pops, what are you doing, man? Back from the convention in Georgia,
dude. All I can say was there was a little bit of history made
Yeah, boy.
The first ever sketch done during the open draw stream live at the Madness table.
Yeah, boy.
First time. Isn't that beautiful? That's Rin.
Yeah.
We're launching this one on Thursday.
Nice.
Rin, the Intergalactic Mercenary. Sound familiar? I think her and Nat would hit it off. I'm just saying.
I think they would too. I smell a crossover.
Yeah, me too. And I haven't hit the fridge yet because I just got done eating dinner, but I do have some Wedding Crasher.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hanging in there, styling and profiling. Got 6 days left in the
Kickstarter?
for the Kickstarter, the Second Chance campaign for
Right.
Six Gun Gorilla issue number 8. Oh, and I should have brought that down. Maybe later I'll go upstairs and grab it. Homeboy Preston sent me the original art finally for the people that backed the original art tiers. But that's really badass. He was like, I'm going to throw some extra shit in there. I'm like, dude, like, I stole your money. I mean, I wrote scripts for you and shit like that, but don't send me any extra shit. He's like, too late. Sent you some extra shit. So what I'm going to be,
he's a prince, bro.
Well, he's
a great dude.
He is a gentleman. He really is.
Yeah.
But what's great about this is he's like, you could just keep those or hang on to them. But then I'm like, I got a better idea. I'm going to include those extra pages to the backers as my way of apologizing for, sorry for the wait. Oh, here's an extra page of like original Preston Acevedo pencils.
Oh, wow.
Well, hold on to one page.
Man.
Hold on to one page. I'm going to tell you why. You got to hold on to one page for me.
Yeah,
they're going to be. I'm pretty sure Dan and Tank and those guys are going to be doing a fundraiser.
Okay.
For November. Hold on to one of those for that auction.
Okay, all right. That I can do. I'm not going to hang on to it for myself, but I'm hanging on to it for auction.
We'll put it in the auction.
Then, hell yeah.
We'll put it in the auction. If you want to see Pops cover the pre-screen of an actual major motion picture,
that is coming up. We were talking in the back room. Pops is
crazy, dude.
He's got it going on.
It's starting to look like this thing might have been a good idea 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You got
to let me know the switch. I want to know because I seen the trailer. You got to let me know once you see it because I want to know.
Yeah,
I have a couple ideas. But...
Hell yeah.
I did hear a lot of like on the set stories from Jason during CromCon during segment 1. If you guys were watching, you heard some on the set behind the scenes stuff from BP2, so I mean it was all funny. Jason's
the first one was pretty fucking tight. I had a couple like things I would have done differently with it,
Well, the fucking CGI fight scene at the end.
Well, for me there needed to be more struggle. Like he didn't have a struggle. He didn't have that hero journey. That he didn't struggle for any of that shit.
Well, because we'd already kind of seen a little bit of that in Civil War,
right? And not only
where
that,
he had to overcome that emotional hump because he wanted to he wanted to kill Baron Zemo, and for killing his father, and then he was just like, nah.
He had no idea there was a challenger to his throne, so he never faced any kind of adversity.
Like, I want to see him go and look for the herb. To me, that was one of the most interesting things. Him going on that journey and going through the jungles and fighting the animals and climbing mountains. At least 20 minutes. Like they could have done a flashback. That's what I would have done.
At least there is a scene in the jungle at night where he's doing Black Panther shit. At least there's one scene, right?
Yeah.
I would have liked it to have been way more like the Phantom movie, right? Because I mean, I remember reading comics, and it wasn't Black Panther didn't have his own comic when I was a kid. It was like I think Jungle Adventure featuring the Black Panther.
Right.
Yeah.
And oh man, those were dope. Those were so good. I mean, I remember being a big Black Panther fan as a kid because he was just so badass when he was
like Batman.
Yeah.
That's why it got me into him. Like, he's like Batman with no mask, and I never just like the Marvel Masterpieces by Joe Jusko. That got me in, and then the Alex Ross stuff,
Yeah,
Say hi to your chat, bro. Say hi to your chat. It's blowing up over there.
I was just about to. everybody in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. Indie Wrestling, yo, thank you so much for tuning in. Shadowhawk, always good to see you. Maiden Hell, always good to see you, sister. Yeah, we got a bunch of cool people in here, and we are grateful for you.
I see Simon down there.
It's Sim in the house. It's
Yeah,
Sim in the house.
He should be in here, but he's over there.
Yeah, dude. If you wanna hop in, link is in the description. If not, you're busy. That's totally cool as well. That's the thing is, I always try to make these streams casual, so nobody feels obliged to hop in if they don't feel like it.
And they're already here, Brian. Look,
their porn bots are already here. God
dude.
Damn.
With the quickening,
man, because they know you draw the replay viewers, man. That's why.
Yeah, I do. Evidently, I mean, that's the thing that's crazy. I've only got I've got like 264 subscribers,
thousands of fucking views.
Yes, so people, please hook a brother up. Click the subscribe button, ring the bell for notification, give us the thumbs up too, because that really helps with the algorithm as well.
If you're coming over here to watch, man, drop and hit that, ring that bell thing so you know when Brian goes live.
Right.
You don't have to rely on YouTube to tell you. Just ring the little bell. Subscribe to this channel. It's awesome.
Yeah. Not that I would ever tell anybody what to do, but
I would.
Yeah.
When it comes to supporting my friends, I will do that. That's kind of what I do.
Yeah, I hear that. Anyway, tonight we are talking about one of my favorite films from the 90s, which is 1995's The Prophecy. This started under the title God's Army. And at the last minute, they changed the title to The Prophecy. There are 2 cuts of this movie.
Oh,
yeah, they're virtually the same, except the pre-title sequences are different. And there's the pre-title sequence that we've all seen. Anybody that's seen this movie has seen, where Eric Stoltz plays the angel Simon, and he's in a desert and he's looking down at these angel bones that are kind of like embedded in the earth, and it's a great visual.
Yeah.
The original opening had Thomas Daggett, Elias Koteas' character, the hero in this, as a little boy on a swing set, talking to Simon. Although it looks like he's talking to nobody's there, he's actually talking to he's literally talking to an angel. And that would also help explain how he tried to go into the priesthood and everything.
Brother, dude, I would have made that the ending of the movie, like right just at the very end. I would have had that. That would have, like, you know what I mean?
It would have been cool. It would have been cool.
Just a little end piece, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was there with him the whole time. I mean, Christopher Walken does that. You know why you got that right there? It's because when you were a child in the womb,
yeah,
that's why it's there.
Yeah, because when you were a child in the womb, I told you. Shh.
His best performance, man. That's. I think it's his best performance, and
it might be.
I love Viggo Mortensen, but damn, dude, it might even be his best performance, bro. And I know it's only like 10 minutes or 5 minutes of screen time, but dude, and I don't get me wrong, I like him more in like the Cronenberg movies and the Lord of the Rings and shit, but dude, he's the best devil ever in here. I think the second would be Al Pacino, but he's just fucking good, especially, there's so many things he does like in the short amount of time that gets the point across,
Oh my God. It's an incredibly memorable performance.
Yeah.
But remember this too. There are some of the great horror icons who don't have that much screen time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like my favorite example, Elsa Lanchester in The Bride of Frankenstein. In the beginning, we see her as Mary Shelley, and then of course at the end of the film, we see her as the Bride of Frankenstein. She's on screen for like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And is like one of the immortal horror icons and one of the immortal horror monsters.
Yeah, very.
You don't have to stick around long to make a very strong impression. Best devil is Tim Curry. Period. Sim says that's one of the great ones for sure, and that incredible makeup by Rob Bottin, who did The Thing and
best Lucifer. Sorry, is is
Well,
Vigo.
The best, certainly the best classical, the best medieval version of the Devil, I would say, is definitely Tim Curry in Legend.
Oh,
but we're talking
sure.
about like modern versions, right? Because last week we did Hellraiser, which has modern demons.
Oh yeah,
right. So it's just like it's an interesting idea that these supernatural entities would change with the times, that they would always sort of look like us or be dressed like us. This movie's important. It's important to look at this movie in terms of its historical, cultural context. When this movie was made, it was in, of course, the mid-90s. In the mid-90s, actually, in the early 90s, you had angels everywhere. Wings of Desire by the German director Wim Wenders is probably the biggest inspiration for this movie. If you haven't seen Wings of Desire, it's an absolutely incredible movie about angels in Berlin. And it's from the point of view of the angels, and they live in this beautiful sort of monochrome, luminous black and white world. And cool. They're around us constantly, and they're just like, if you've seen the movie City of Angels with
Nicolas Cage,
that's a remake.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Yes. Yes.
The movie's all right though.
It is. It actually is, and it's
like
different enough. It's different enough from Wings of Desire, where it's like it didn't offend me. I was just like, okay, this is all right, it's good, but it's no Wings of Desire, right?
I gotta check that out. I've never seen it.
Incredible. There's a sequel to it as well, which is unfortunate. Not a good film, and disappointing also.
Kind of like this movie.
Well, no, because I actually think the first sequel to this, I think the Prophecy 2 is actually is pretty tight. Good enough. It was released direct to video. I thought it was good enough for a theatrical release.
This is the third one. They did didn't they do like 3 or 4 of these?
They did 6.
Fuck around. See, like, because I knew like some of them were pretty fucked up, and I don't remember seeing 6 of them. He's not in all of them, is he?
No, he's only in the first 3.
Yeah. I remember, but fuck, dude, he just sells it, bro. Like,
oh my god.
So
it's a real tour de force for Christopher Walken. It's really one of his great iconic performances.
His face, dude. Like, it just looks so like a fallen angel. Like all of his different the way his facial structure is set up. He doesn't look like anybody. He looks like a mannequin almost. Like someone ripped his skin off and put it back on his face. He has a weird looking face.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He has a strange face.
Strange.
But the thing that people forget or never knew is that he was once like a really beautiful guy. And by beautiful, I mean like not just good looking, but with these eyes.
Yeah.
That were mesmerizing.
Like he was like model status basically when he was really young.
Right. Where you're just like
probably it could have been a model easily,
And I think that's the Christopher Walken that Gregory Wyden was thinking of when he cast him for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
because
definitely, dude.
You could easily see him as
that.
Yeah. If you watch, like, have you ever seen The Deer Hunter?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of the whole time, is The Deer Hunter.
Right? Yeah. You could imagine that Christopher Walken as an angel, or an angel looking like that Christopher Walken.
Definitely, dude. And then Viggo Mortensen, he definitely has like a Lucifer look to him,
But he also looks like Jesus.
Yeah, a little bit,
Which is perfect because, of course, that's the kind of thing that Lucifer would do, wouldn't he?
The perfect cherub,
Right.
Created with choice,
Yep. The Morning Star, God's favorite angel.
Fucking Dimension, bro. They were getting down in the early 90s with some badass motherfucking movies.
They were getting down. Holy shit.
It's Disney too, right? That's Disney, isn't it?
It's Disney. It's Buena Vista. I was watching on the Netflix the other day. I finally watched Dolomite Is My Name, which is a documentary about the creation of the legendary blaxploitation movie Dolomite. And if you've never seen Dolomite, go check that shit out. It's a really, really funny movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And in that the people who the production company or the distributor that finally distributes that movie is Dimension. And Dimension was then gobbled up by Miramax, and Miramax in turn gobbled up by Disney. You know it's a Disney movie when it says Buena Vista.
Buena Vista, yeah.
Right? So they were making horror films. They were making all kinds of films. It's just they didn't advertise them as Disney with the name above the title, unless it was something that implied like, oh, this is like a family film, right?
It was like decent movies, like all of them. Like,
oh, dude, Dimension was fucking killing.
I'd like to just see all their movies because it's like you got the fucking Crow, you got From Dusk Till Dawn, like it just the list goes on. You know?
Yeah, they were the place for fantasy horror filmmaking in the 90s. And remember, in the 90s, that was a tough period. That was a very tough period for the horror genre. This is when, you know, I always tell that story that Dee Snider from Twisted Sister told about how he was like going on tour promoting his movie Strangeland, and the studio told him, don't use the don't use the H word.
Right.
Like, what? Don't use the H word? He's like, yeah, don't say it's a horror movie. Say it's a thriller.
Right.
Right? Because what Hollywood was doing it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. They're like, horror isn't selling right now. So they stopped making horror movies, and surprise, horror wasn't selling. Except it still was, because there was still a huge audience for that genre. And so the only people that were really filling in at that time was Charles Band with his home video label, which was Full Moon, whom we've discussed on previous episodes, and Dimension. And Dimension also did Critters and the
so
Critters
many, dude.
sequels, a Mimic.
Mimic was the shit.
And the Mimic sequels. Actually, I thought the third one was really good. They were doing Children of the Corn. They had like numerous Hellraiser.
So many, dude.
So many. Like they were like the place, right?
Yeah. So
it's like early 90s, and you've got all of these pussified angels on TV. You've got Michael Landon.
That's very her Land's yeah.
Right? Which was Highway to Heaven. I used to call it Highway to Hell. Man. Right? So I hated that shit, right?
There's Michael. Remember Michael? Well, that came out after this.
Yes. And then there was Touched by an Angel with, I think, Della Reese and whoever, right? My mom loved that shit, man. She loved the good angel stuff, right? But in steps Gregory Wyden, who was the guy who wrote Highlander. And if you know that, going into this movie, you're going to see a lot of similarities. We've discussed before how often it's not a case of the author repeating themselves like in a way that's like annoying or redundant, but you're just noticing certain obsessions,
right? From them, you know what I mean?
Right,
the person,
right,
the individual,
right.
Like what they're into, and it has to be bled into each work.
Right. And for Gregory Wyden, his movies are about these incredibly important battles that are going to decide the fate of humanity. Except it's not happening on this huge battlefield someplace. It's happening like down some dark alley, behind some garbage cans, right? Or like in a car park, right? Which is where the first fight in Highlander happens. So there's a war going on. We don't know about it, but if things don't go the right way, we're all going to know about it because everything's going to be fucked up.
There's little battles going on to prevent the war. These little battles have to happen instead of the big wars. You know, it's almost like the where they have to, in war where they got the two captains have to meet, or the sergeants or the warlords, generals. You know.
Yep. Oh, and Apex, good to see you, bro.
Oh, bro.
And yes, I agree. Dolomite. Dolomite is my name, and rhyming and timing is my game. I'm not. Don't even get me fucking started on the fucking Dolomite shit. I actually have an autographed picture from Rudy Ray Moore, an autographed CD and all that shit. I met him at a
that's
convention
cool.
years ago, and he was the shit, man. Horror movies still sell. Well, now especially. Oh my god, horror is more popular than it's ever been.
It's gonna be even bigger now too. There's fucking
Yeah.
ain't nothing but dog shit out there right now for people to watch. Dog shit and woke shit. So horror is still the last brave genre, you know?
It's the last brave genre. It has always been the bravest genre.
Yeah.
And also, we're in an age where the only mid-budget movies being made are horror movies. Everything else is either like, you know, direct-to-video shit that somebody shot on the cell phone, zombie movies.
Yeah.
You know, they're just Danny Trejo movies, shit like that, and gigantic tentpole bullshit Marvel movies where it's just like they're
hey, I'm going to promote one of
at
those.
the screen. What was that?
Maybe Batgirl.
Oh yeah, Batgirl. Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that one. That's actually the one superhero movie I'm most looking forward to. Did you know that?
I heard they trashed it.
What? No. Yeah. If y'all hadn't heard the Batgirl movie, is like they're just gonna bury that shit.
Yeah, like oh shit, that's something like I would have done. Like came in here like, all right, fuck that. You're like tarnishing the name. Like I would have got rid of so much shit. I would just reboot everything.
Oh my god, reboot everything.
I would just come in and reboot everybody and fire everybody.
And as for the Flash movie,
yeah,
dump that shit on fucking streaming as soon as fucking possible before Ezra Miller commits his first murder.
Yeah, I would come in and make a Superman movie, dude. That's what I would do. I'd come in and make a Superman movie and just start it over. Just call it Superman, boom, and then make a Batman movie. I just do one at a time and do low budget, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like fuck. I want to see Henry back. I want to see Batfleck back. Do you know what I mean? I love me some Batfleck.
I don't think they're gonna. I mean, it's a lot of work too. He's the best Batman. He's the best Superman, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So it's easy to just fire everybody and just start from scratch. You know?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. The people at Warner's are fucking idiots. They don't know what they're doing, and they're not smart enough to hire people who do.
Yeah.
There was an indication. I remember right when they were starting up, they went to Mark Millar, and the news was that Mark Millar, the guy who literally drew the blueprint for the Marvel movie universe.
Yes, he's like the new Stan Lee, basically, but no one likes. But he is basically he's Stan Lee, but he's Stan Lee.
Right. So, those of you who haven't read it, go check out The Ultimates, right? Which was basically Mark Millar saying, "Okay, if you're going to do the Avengers as a movie, how would you do it?" And he did everything, including the casting.
That book's good too. It's
fantastic.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. A lot of his Marvel shit's the shit. The fucking Old Man Logan.
Awesome. I love that guy to pieces. But anyway, they brought him in evidently to like help them, and then he exited.
Yeah.
Stage right with like, you know, no fanfare, nobody's saying nothing. And I think it was a case of him just like realizing like, this isn't gonna work. Like guys don't want to listen or whatever, you know. And you know, if they had any sense, they would get him. They would get Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he's
Matthew
good.
Vaughn, who rebooted the X-Men movies in
fantastic
fashion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's good. He's solid. He's one of those and the Kingsman was good. You know.
Yeah, and but it's. You know, I don't have. Although I like the Batman, I thought the Batman movie with the new Batman with Pattinson, I thought that was good. I mean, we'll see. I'm just annoyed that we're probably never going to get any more Henry as Big Blue, and I don't know what it is, but they don't like him.
Nah,
and maybe it's because he dated Gina Carano.
Probably. And
I think it's that.
Yeah, and he's like pure like just like nerd toxic masculinity, and they're just like fuck this guy.
He's better in The Witcher any goddamn way.
Yeah.
I ain't lying.
But The Witcher is woke as fuck. I can't watch. I'm not watching season 3 of that. No way.
he still plays a better character in The Witcher than a woke Superman.
He's a shit. He could fucking fart out Batman too. He could do either thing.
And he's one of us. He's a fucking
he's a nerd.
Rather than like going out and smashing tail and going to all these like red carpet parties, he's at home fucking painting fucking Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, and turn apart his computer and building new computers. You know, he's fucking awesome,
dude.
Yeah, I love that.
Hold up.
He can play anything.
Do you know if The Witcher 3? Do you know if The Witcher 3 game follows The Witcher 3 season script?
I don't think so.
No way. No.
They're too
Because I
different.
like The Witcher 3 game. I ain't lying.
I was saying, you know who he is for me?
Yeah.
What I want to see Cavill in, and everyone's like, no, me. They get their fifis hurt. You know what I want to see him in?
Yeah.
Fucking Conan. He's perfect. I got in a little fucking dispute with some guy. No, he'd be perfect. Slap a fucking wig on that fool.
I could see.
Put a scar over his nose. Give him some. He's already got the blue eyes. He's fucking Conan. He looks like the.
You might have to put on a little bit of weight. He might have to put on. He might have to beef up. I mean, he's all cut
He's
and
already
everything
swole
now,
as
like trim though. He doesn't have the bulk
I
of
would
Conan.
take him.
He'd have to put on a little bit.
Without a doubt. Well, yeah. I
his
mean,
body is what the template was like with a little bit more muscle because Frazetta was always posing. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's using himself.
Right.
Frazetta
And he's one of those
cut,
actors.
but he wasn't bulky. And a lot of Conan, he's not that big. He's like moving around. He's fast. Not all of them. Sometimes he is.
He's like a
sometimes he
panther.
isn't because some people draw him differently. But he's fucking perfect. Just like at that first sword fight in the first episode of Witcher, where he's grabbing the blade, he's like, and fucking, and then I just see him with because Momoa is perfect too, and like some people put the fake wig on him back in the day. No, back in the day they put the fake wig on him, you know, because he has curly hair, but with the straight fucking hair, with the bangs that are chopped and some blue contact lenses.
Yeah,
just like Joe Manganiello, you cut that fool's hair off, give him some blue contacts. He looks just like Superman. He almost played Superman. Fucking just look like him too. And I was like, what?
Oh, Apex says Batgirl. Maybe Yvonne Craig for the '60s. I like. Yeah, Fembat is much sexier than Batwoman. Actually, you know the reason why they why they created the Batgirl character for that series was for a specific demographic.
Yeah.
Quote: dirty old men. Do you remember her theme? Oh, Batgirl.
Except I'll tell you honestly, dude. I had two older sisters, one 2 years older than me, one 4 years older than me, that didn't watch Batman until Batgirl showed up. And then they were right there with me and my little brother watching freaking Batman.
But like Robin, originally,
my stepdad, he wasn't watching.
Character.
I'm just going to say, my stepdad, he wasn't watching.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay, he wasn't watching Batgirl, but my sisters, they were watching Batgirl. So they might have missed the mark on that.
Right,
right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, shit, I was like a huge fan of the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. I actually thought that the pilot for that was really good and represented that character.
Yeah, Steve Trevor and everything. I like who was it? Wagoner that played Steve Trevor?
Yeah, it's when they moved it into the 20th century. It's when they moved it into like the 70s that it kind of went to shit.
Yeah, all shows jump the shark at some point.
Yeah. You know what they're doing nowadays? Like what a lot of shows are doing, especially kid shows.
Yeah.
The first seasons are badass, and then the second season they start putting in little woke agendas. Boom, boom, and that goes for a lot of kid shows and and I'm talking fucking awesome shows. And I'm like, you're not watching that anymore. Sorry.
Exactly. That's ours.
I'm like, they're so fucking smart, these SJWs. That's how they get to the kids. And they put their woke agenda into the second season. I'm telling you, I've at least 10 shows I've put on for my kid. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you're so smart at this shit. You know what I mean? Because they know the parents are like, oh, I trust this show. I'm going to go make dinner now. It's all good. I'll leave you here. Boom, watch this for fucking 30 minutes. You come in like, whoa. What the fuck is this character doing now? All right. Can't watch this no more. Why not? And you got to tell them, well, this is why. I tell my kids, I'm totally transparent with everything that's going on. Right. So they fucking know. They're like, wow. Good. Wow, this is fucked up, you know?
Yeah, well, it's like they have to dominate everything. But make no mistake, the government is involved in this shit.
Oh yeah.
There's like psyops out the ass.
Just like with the commies and fucking McCarthy. He wasn't fucking crazy.
I'm just going to say this, and this encompasses everything that's going on. Population control.
Yeah.
Everything. everything from abortion to vaccines.
Well,
everything from A to V.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the thing. They like when they decided to really attack black people during the 80s, right? What did they do? They did something really smart. They didn't attack black people at their weakness. They attacked them at their strength, which was their family. Right? They're doing the same shit here.
Yeah.
They're doing the same. And that's the thing. It's like people don't care when bad shit's being done to black people. Well, I'm not black. I don't have to worry about it. Guess what? They're going to be doing the same fucking thing to you someday.
This is the whole thing, though. They don't want. They're trying to cut the drain on the resources, and they're doing that by creative ways of killing us off. They even have us killing ourselves off.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Okay,
definitely.
And it's all about that, man. You took the jab. You got the COVID.
The Rona.
They put you on a ventilator.
The gene altered river.
You know, it's like they don't care, man. They're looking for ways to kill us off, man.
I love that shot right there, man. It's fucking bad.
Yeah, it's pretty
epic.
It's fantastic, and yeah, it's a great way to open the film. I think it's more effective than the original opening.
Dude, just to zoom in. Just to zoom in of the skeleton in the ground and maybe a little bit of him, that would have been a better movie poster. Like even a couple of those images would have been like that would have been a better movie poster than the one that you showed originally. The one they have now is okay, but this is cool. And then like you keep moving it around, like it's fucking beautiful. You know what I mean?
Interesting little bit of trivia. If you haven't seen The Prophecy 3, you find out which angel that is.
No shit.
Yes.
Like I've seen it, but I don't fucking remember. It's been a few years.
Yeah.
I don't remember the stuff too much.
But you basically watch The Prophecy 3 because it's it's
because you watched 1 and 2. That's
exactly
Christopher Walken.
Yes. But I really like 2. Like I actually think The Prophecy 2 is on the same level as a really good Hammer horror sequel.
Fuck yeah! Is it in the city? Is that one in the city more? I think.
Yeah. It's in L.A.
I thought,
and it has Glenn Danzig in it.
Yeah, I've seen it, but dude, I was probably like fucking drunk or some shit when I watched it. Probably don't remember it. But fucking what I like about this is what's smart is that they don't put too much in the city. They leave it outdoors in the epic like landscape. I think of Arizona or something. And when you're dealing with God stuff, you don't want to have too much city stuff. I think it needs to be more outdoors, and you need to show the grand epicness of the world from outside, from like the mountains. You want to see like Lord of the Rings. You know, you have those big epic outdoor shots. You know, when you're dealing with fantasy or gods or something like this. You know, when you have the Vigo scenes when he comes in, he's just out there. You know, it's in the vast like emptiness void of it. You know what I mean?
It's
more believable that way.
Apocalyptic. It feels apocalyptic,
and it's more believable.
It is. And it's not as much of like a culture shock, like in although you do get to see what happens to Eden in The Prophecy 2.
And don't get me wrong, I like the city shots too with the angels in there and stuff. I like that stuff too. It's fucking badass. Like there's something about angels in like LA and New York that looks fucking cool. You know, like fun to draw and just you know what I mean, the rain and
one of the most iconic shots of an angel ever is at the opening of Wings of Desire, where there's it opens, bam, and the angel Bruno Ganz is just standing on top of this massive statue that's like a statue that represents freedom in Berlin. And it's just like this circular shot of him standing there just looking down on modern day Berlin. And there's a lot of the imagery that's in that's translated into this movie. But of course, what does this do? That's different from all the other angel stuff that was going on at the time. It's a freaking horror movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's that line that Daggett says, like, you know, would you ever really want to meet an angel?
Yeah, he has some cool lines.
Oh God! Well, the script of this is just really good, and the cast is fantastic. You have Eric Stoltz; he's
the best in here too. Like they're all three like arguably their best roles, and they don't fucking say much in here. It's just they fucking I don't know, man. Like he looks like an angel in here too. And he had these little fucked up roles in like the 90s that were just small, like Rob Roy, and he got fucked out of Back to the Future and.
Yes, most famously,
Mask was probably his biggest movie, right?
Right, in which he's under like a mountain of makeup.
Yeah.
Killing Zoe, he made also, which was with Roger Avery. Roger Avery was the guy who wrote all of your favorite lines from the Quentin Tarantino movies. But he
he's good in Pulp Fiction too. Like he has all these good supporting roles, you know, like
Right.
and he does good in them.
Right.
I remember in the 90s there was a lot of, and even after this too, like End of Days, like I like that one a lot too. I mean, even if it's not dealing 100% with, I don't know, being in the city or whatnot, or angels, if it's dealing with like, you know, the whole, you know, pantheon of Judeo-Christianity, or just, you know, and
Yes.
you know, I love End of Days. I loved End of Days. That was fucking badass.
Yeah, if the End of Days felt very disjointed to me. Actually, really interesting piece of trivia about that. I remember reading the screenplay for the Schwarzenegger version of I Am Legend.
That probably would have been tight as fuck.
And there are bits and pieces of that script in End of Days, like when you have like the satanic monks in their cassocks and they're underground, and there's like, you know, like a rail system or some shit.
I love that
mining,
movie, man.
Mining cars.
Well, that movie was the first movie where like you could see like, oh damn, the church, they're like their own little, like they got their own FBI and their own, you know, their sovereign nation. It's kind of like fucking Doomstat and shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's a like really intriguing concept.
Da Vinci Code. You know what I mean? Like you really see how fucking big they are. You know what I mean?
John Carpenter's vampires, right?
Yeah, that too.
It's like they were responsible for creating vampires, and now they have vampire hunters dispatched throughout the world, different teams.
Van Helsing did that, but that didn't come in until early aughts. That movie that's like the cheese shit sandwich you love to eat. I mean, I do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a big fan of that director, but
I'll rage watch that movie, dude. Yeah, he only does like fucking toy movies, you know.
Yeah, very much so. That's a very good way of describing them. Actually, is there movies that are like commercials for action films,
like Walmart and Target, like toy movies, you know?
Yeah.
Like rage watch it. This shit's fucking fun. Oh, I hate it though. It's fucking so goddamn cheesy.
It's all right. I watched it. It's okay. It's better than I, Frankenstein. I tried watching that again the other day. I turned that shit off fucking.
I gotta go watch that. I mean, I liked it too, but it was just like I don't know. I gotta go watch it again.
But that's a really good term.
That falls into this though. You know what I mean? Like I Frankenstein. But the graphic novel Kevin Graveau wrote, or Grevox, the guy that, you know, he's been writing some shit, C.G. Jason shit lately with Bass Reeves and whatnot. He
worked on the screenplay for
Underworld,
and he played,
he's
of course,
created it.
One of the Lycans.
Raise, yeah.
Yes.
I love Underworld. I love all the Underworld movies too. But I Frankenstein, I remember there was stuff for that online, and it was more Hellboyish, and he had a gun. And in the movie they changed it to keto sticks just to switch it up, and he goes up against a lot of he goes up against all the Universal horror monsters, and Dracula is the kingpin. So all of them are there. They all have gangs. It's brilliant.
That would have been so
brilliant.
Much better.
But they said, let's do demons and gargoyles. I'm like, that's another movie, dude. Don't fuck with that. You know what I mean?
And you know when they lost me? When they lost me with that? First of all, okay, you've got a sexy Frankenstein monster, right?
Yeah.
All right, but they could have made him look like his face. Okay, so he has some scars on his face. They could have made him look a little ghoulish.
You need to look scarier. It would have sold the movie more. For starters, I would have given him yellow skin or greenish yellow skin.
Right.
Like when I make my Frankenstein, he's gonna have greenish yellow skin, like in the book. He's gonna have black lips.
It's like almost translucent.
He's gonna have black nails. That's how my Frankenstein will look. You know,
he's
gonna have fucking stitched up eyeballs.
Mary Shelley's monster. But then again, of course, there's nothing wrong with people reinterpreting that character.
You gotta do it
over and over.
That's the beauty of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, that was, oh God, I Frankenstein. What a piece of shit, man.
I remember watching it and be like it was cool, but there could have been more. Like, because I love the Underworld movies, right? And I was really anticipating that, and then I heard they switched it from the Universal monsters to angels or to demons and gargoyles, you know. So I watched it, and I like Bill Nighy or Bill Nye, how the fuck you say his name.
Yeah, he's always great.
He's the shit.
He's reliable.
I don't know if you've played the Legacy of Kain games or Blood Omen.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so he's fucking Kain.
Yes.
He's fucking Kain in the Underworld verse. Like, he's totally acts like Kain. He's like, like he's in the first Underworld movie. He sells that shit. He
does.
He sells the movie, dude. I don't know if you've seen the first Underworld.
Yeah.
But,
I've seen them all. I've seen them all. The only one that I really like is the third one.
That's
which
my
is
favorite.
the prequel, and of course,
that's the most.
There's a lot of him in that too.
It's the most Kane. It's the most Legacy of Kane-ish or Blood Omen-ish out of all of them. Like you don't get that many medieval fucking werewolf vampire movies with that budget.
No, you
like
really
that.
don't.
That's the only one, so I'll fucking take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Michael Sheen in there is fucking cool. Rona Mitra's badass.
Yeah, he is.
Like everyone's good in there. I mean, if that'd be the one I'd pick.
Jean Elliott's Blue-Eyed Experiment over and over. I don't. Made in Hell. If you wish to clarify on that, that kind of went right over my head.
That was
Apex
like
Comics.
25 minutes ago, Brian. That's one of the reasons you got to stay on top of the chat, because then they'll be talking about something when you're talking about it.
I get carried away. I get carried away.
No, I'm just explaining how this happens. If you're watching the chat, then you know what they're talking about when they type. If you wait and go back to it, then you're trying to remember all the stuff we covered. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it's just to help you know what your chat's referring to. Is just kind of pay attention to what they're saying.
Right.
All the time.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning at the streaming thing. And everybody, a little bit of news. This just in: Apex Comics had a beef chimichanga tortilla chips from an apple. You probably don't want to be anywhere in the immediate vicinity of Apex. Just
yeah, that could be.
Just saying.
What's up, Slipstick?
What up, Slip? Good to see you, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about Gregory Wyden's 1995 horror movie, The Prophecy. Not to be confused with Prophecy, which is a awesome mutant monster bear movie from like 1979 that had like one of like the scariest movie posters that I've ever seen. That like
I'm gonna check that out.
Gave me fucking nightmares. We definitely should do it on this on the show because it's on Tubi and other streaming platforms. Separating people by making one superior over the other. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a lot of different ways of doing that and of dehumanizing people. So I mean, Elias Koteas is probably one of the most underrated actors. I've always been amazed and impressed by how this guy can sometimes sell the craziest, most absurd shit. And what is any kind of horror fantasy filmmaking about? It's about, or really, you get this also in fiction, you get it in comics, any medium really. It's about taking the unbelievable and making it believable. And he sells that shit.
Yeah, he does.
In Skinwalkers, which
bro.
is
I was thinking the same shit.
A really junky movie. I don't mean junky as in like smack junky. I mean
it's chunky, clunky,
trash, right? It's a bit funky, like
but Stan Winston effects though.
Yeah, too little, too late at the very fucking end of the movie, right? And with some annoying CGI in there to make their eyes like further apart. Whatever.
The effects in here are like pretty legit. Like when he's having the visions, like that shit's scary, dude. Like they do it good. And what I also liked about it in here is like when they're doing the autopsy. Oh, it has male and female organs, and then they find this Bible that's this Bible predates any carbon like Bible ever. It's all from like heaven, basically.
Yes, it's an angelic script. Right. But yeah, there are like so many things that that I think that this movie goes wrong. So like in the beginning, Daggett is being ordained as a priest, right? So he's right there. He's at the finish line, right?
Fucking Constantine.
Been to like seminary school and all that, everything, and it's just this final ritual, and then he's going to be ordained. And so he lies down on the floor, obviously a gesture of supplication before the will of God, right? And a gesture of humility, all that stuff. And he starts to have these visions.
Oof.
And it's
scary.
Of war in hell. And immediately you realize that these aren't your mom's angels. There was I forget the name of the YouTuber. There's a YouTuber who did like a little piece about why Christian metal sucks, right? And he was just like, okay, well, I looked at this list of all the stuff in the Bible, all the murders, all the rapes, all the wars, all the atrocities, and I looked at that and I thought, metal. So why is like Christian metal so weak, right? How do you go from that to Striper?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like just concept wise, like if you look at the Bible as like a work of fiction, of fantasy,
yes,
like fuck, dude, you can, and then if you dig into like stuff that just has to do with like the the Inquisition and shit, that's pure metal right there. And then
man,
just anything. I mean, you pull Vlad the Impaler in there, you know what I mean? The Crusades, motherfucker, like Dante's.
Yeah, I mean, so bad shit. Bad
metal
shit.
Right there. Like there's
fucking
4 albums
metal.
for you. You're right, for fun.
Yeah, this was before Atheist Chic. I remember during Atheist Chic, which was like what 2000 and I want to say 14, 15, right? That's when like militant atheism emerged and became like really, really trendy. I've never had a problem with atheists.
I like Striper though. Striper was Striper and Pantera and probably Metallica. Those are my first metal bands.
Striper?
Yeah.
Okay, you've got big...
Dude, my dad's a hardcore conservative Christian, bro. He always has been. I mean, and he's a drummer too, so he likes. Anyways, he got me into that shit. But the first album I just remember was "To Hell with the Devil."
Right.
Have you ever seen that album cover?
Yes.
It's all frizzetted out, and there's fucking.
Yeah, it is. It's metal. It's
fucking
metal.
Tight. So that's always in my head. Like I'm always thinking
where's
that
the
shit.
Fucking metal. This is like fucking some hairband bullshit.
It's like that, but they're pretty technical with their shit. Like even if you watch Razorfist has a pretty good documentary on Striper. That shit's pretty good. He did him a solid.
Tom O'Dying says, "I resent that. There's good Christian metal out there."
Yeah,
name some bands, please.
I don't
mean that as a challenge. I mean as in like do share. The only Christian metal band I could think of that I really like are the ones that aren't even like official Christian metal. Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Right. Fear Factory, Kill Switch Engage. Although I think they're a little more openly.
I don't know if Kill Switch is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Maybe they turn that way. I seen them live too. They're good. But that was like 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. Fucking good, heavy as fuck.
With which singer? Because
Howard Jones. That was the
you motherfucker, man.
He's good though. He's fucking good. The black dude.
The best.
But I like David Leitch more though. I like him way more. But I haven't even listened to their new shit. The fucking first.
The new shit's aight.
The first 2 albums were good, and then when Howard came in, the first couple he did were the shit. Like that was back in like 2002.
That was when they hit their stride. That's like when Arch Enemy got Angela Gossow.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like that sweet spot.
Well, dude, you know that band I told you about, Dark Tranquility? They played with them.
Oh, they're fantastic. Yeah.
And In Flames, right?
Yes.
That's my favorite band. Their new shit's tight too. It's the first two songs off the new album. It's like old In Flames, and it's been like 20 years. But anyways, I seen them at the Glass House. It was Dark Tranquility. This band called fucking what are they called, dude? You would like them. They're like Typo Negative. Anyways,
like
but I saw
metal?
them. Yeah.
I mean, I'm German, so I gotta love me some.
I think dude, I'd have to fucking. I can't remember. It started with an S, but I can't remember. But they're all big dudes with long black hair, and I forgot.
Oh, and then there's As I Lay Dying, or as
Schwarzenegger
would say, As I Lay Crying.
They're Christian metal, but the singer had he
tried to
paid
murder
someone.
His wife.
Yeah. So
all right, Tom O'Dying is saying Mortal Treason. Becoming Archetype's first album was awesome. Yeah. Okay, well, I will check those. I will check those bands out. I mean, that's one of the things I love about doing a live stream too is cultural exchange, right?
Oh,
so it's like I know a lot of shit about horror movies. I could share that shit, but share the shit that you know too. That's what
dude, and all these fucking metal bands have been locked the fuck down for like 2 years, so they're writing all this tight ass shit. Like all my favorite, like Soilwork, they're coming out with the new album. Mon Amar's coming out with the new album.
Nice.
Dark Tranquility. What is it? Fucking the Halo Effect. In Flames is coming out with one. Everybody's coming out with new albums. It's awesome.
Lacuna Coil's coming out with, I think, with a new record. Except I think it's It's just like covers of their own songs. I think it's like Coma Lies 20, it's called. So it's like the 20th anniversary of Coma Lies. So they're just re-recording that same album. Like, all right, I'll take it.
I heard Slayer was on the Grammys, dude. You hear about that shit?
Slayer was on the fucking Grammys,
or the Emmys, or the Grammys, or some shit. I don't fucking know. But it's like even the singer was like, dude, fucking, we're not Satanists. We just do it, you know.
No,
we just do it for fucking fun, and it's part of the thing. You know, a lot of bands are like that. It's just that's what they did at the time. Like,
this is where you get into the subject of religious art, right? Religious. There used to be a time when all art was religious, because if you didn't do religious art, they would like pull your fucking toenails out and fucking stick branding irons in your eyes. Right? And
some good stuff.
The Renaissance came, right? And finally, people could write and paint and sculpt about something other than God, right? Yep. Which was important and revolutionary. But then you look at the modern age, and where is the religious art? You can look at the stuff that's official Christian art, right? Like the Left Behind books, Bible Man, like some pretty cringe shit, right? Where has it been during the 20th century and now the 21st century? In fucking horror movies. If you're watching a film or reading a story that is about heaven and hell, damnation and salvation, angels and demons, it's a horror story.
Yeah, definitely. That's fucking horror as fuck.
Right. And you look at something like Kevin Smith's Dogma, which has which has an image very similar to this, right?
Yeah.
Very cool, memorable image of white angel wings splattered with blood.
Right. I love the black blood in this movie. It's like Venom.
It's
I really like that movie too. It's a shame that he became.
I know.
Yeah, that movie's pretty good.
It's it's great. I actually think that's his best film.
Isn't that Florentina? Who is that? The co-star with him? What's her name?
Linda Fiorentino.
Fiorentino, yeah.
And Salma Hayek. Dude, but she's in the same movie as Salma Hayek, so Although Salma Hayek was like a little too
there's something
thin.
About that. The smirk, the facial, it's like she's just cute.
Yeah, wonderful, and a really great actress too. And Ben Affleck is in that when he was considered like the world's worst actor, and he was a good actor in the beginning, but that was the first movie that I remember seeing him in where he was like very good. And of course Matt Damon.
Matt Damon,
Chris Rock, and great special effects by Tom Savini. Right, the Golgothan,
the shit monster,
it's a shit demon.
Yeah, shit demon.
Yeah, which when you think to yourself, what up, good stuff? Thank you so much for joining us, dude. Stuff. And man, there's something about that image that really stayed with me, were the bloody angel wings, and you see that image also in this film. In fact, of course, this came out before. Was it an inspiration in any way, shape, or form on Dogma? I don't know. Probably. Right. So
a little bit of that, a little bit of Constantine, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Constant. I mean,
as far as an influence for Dogma, I mean, I can see that.
Well, I mean, of course, the Constantine movie hadn't been made yet.
No, I mean, I'm just saying the story.
Comics. Yeah, Hellblazer, right? Yeah. Which was a very unfortunate title because it was so much like Hellraiser.
This reminded me of Hellblazer a little bit. The Elias Coutts character kind of reminded me of Constantine a little bit in here. Not too much, but adjacent.
Sure. And so you get these. You're seeing what he's seeing, which are these flashes, these subliminal flashes of War in Heaven. Now, obviously, they didn't have much of a budget for a movie like this.
Yeah.
But what they did with these scenes is impressive.
Yeah, it is, dude. And
I think
the sound design on the screams, it's fucking terrifying. Like you could hear sounds like a male or female. Like I was kind of talking about that a little bit when they do the autopsy,
yes.
which I thought's cool, dude. I love how the eyes are black. You know what I mean? When they take the heart out, the soul. And that's how you know there's no more soul, because the eyes are the window to the soul and whatnot. And,
Yep. The notion of angels being hermaphrodites goes back to Paradise Lost, Milton. And of course, you can't really talk about a story like this without talking about Milton. Because Paradise Lost, in case if you've never read Paradise Lost because you're intimidated by it, because you're like, oh, this is some English lit major shit, it's an epic poetry, I'm not going to be able to get through this shit. Trust me, it's a page turner. I actually think it's really entertaining. I've read it several times, and I wouldn't say I know it by heart, but I know it pretty damn well. And one of the things that he establishes in the mythology that he creates using, the Bible as mythology, is the notion of angels being both male and female. Like, there's a moment where the angel Raphael comes down to Earth, to Eden, to warn Adam and Eve, like, yo, Lucifer's coming your way. You might want to keep an eye out for him, right? Because he's coming to fuck with you almost certainly to get back at God, because he's jealous because God loves you more than he loves him. And Adam is asking questions, and one of the things he asks is, like, do you have sex in heaven? And he's just like, know this, that what you enjoy on earth, we also enjoy above, except they're both kind of male and female, and that when they intermingle, they intermingle in a spiritual way, because they're creatures of spirit and not flesh, right?
Yeah, and that's why Walken always has to get the people in the movie. You know what I mean? Like the familiars, almost like the ones that he controls. You know,
right?
Can't drive
because he doesn't know DOS. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to drive a car. Yeah, the familiars is a great little part of these movies. I think.
Hey, that dude was in Pulp Fiction. He freaked out.
He's awesome in there, dude. You don't like Pulp Fiction, right, Brian? Is that you that doesn't like Pulp Fiction? Or you don't like Quentin Tarantino,
I'm
right?
not crazy. Yeah, well, here's
I
the
cringe
thing.
at that scene when they jabbed.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
Uma with the fucking needle. I mean,
yeah, that's gnarly. That's gnarly.
Little
little bit of trivia, and yeah, this is one of the reasons I don't like Tarantino. Roger Avery was the guy who co-wrote all of Tarantino's movies up until Jackie Brown, right? And if you notice a change in quality, it's because Roger Avery basically dumped Tarantino. This is after they had won an Academy Award. Both of them had won Academy Awards for the screenplay for Pulp Fiction. They were going around, toast of the town. They were it, right? Tarantino was the king of cool. And so when people would come up to him or come up to them, and they'd be like, oh, man, Pulp Fiction, I love that shit. You know what my favorite scene is, or my favorite line? And Tarantino would be like, I wrote that. And they were all Roger Avery's lines.
Yeah, that ain't cool, dude.
That's some fucking bitch made shit right there.
Yeah.
Right? Because anybody who is really secure, that's not an insecure rat soup eating motherfucker, is going to be like, oh, I wish I could take the credit for that, but no, that was my boy.
That's fucked up. I mean, he's already got the motherfucking name on there, like Carpenter. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, why? Every movie,
It's some selfish bitch made shit, is what it is. And it's a sign of deep-seated insecurity, because if you're secure in your own talents and abilities, you're not going to be taking credit for other people's work.
It's fucked up. It's like robbing someone. It's like
it is. It's the same way. It's like, if an artist I'm working with comes up with an idea that's something that's not in my script, but it's fucking amazing, I would I'm not going to claim responsibility.
I'm a big proponent of that. Like, there's stuff I do in life where it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not gonna claim nothing. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, let's just say I've done things in life where like people have taken things from me. You know?
Sure. Me too.
And it's like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
I'm working way too hard and too proud of what I'm doing to worry about taking the claim for what somebody else is doing. I'm fucking proud of what I got going on right now. So
yeah,
you know, I'll take all my own credit and I will give credit wherever it is due.
Yes.
Especially for like people like you guys that have been, you know, solid supporters of what I've been doing. You know, I mean, I give credit to everybody. People like Good Stuff, Nita, you know, we got a great network we're building right now.
We do.
So
absolutely.
Yes, we do.
You know.
Yes. Maiden Hell says, I'm with Alice Cooper on that one. I can watch gore, give them a blood test, and I'm out. I am the same freaking way. You should see me, man. I cringe like a little bitch when I get my blood drawn. What I do is I kind of wince and I kind of turn my head and I kind of
Every time I go to give plasma, no matter how well I prepare myself, I damn near pass out when they put the shit back in.
I could do it. It's just, for me, it's like headaches. Like, that's like, I could watch stuff and take stuff like that and pain and for the most part, but it's like, dude, headaches fuck me up, man. That shit makes me like bury my head in a pillow and cry. If it's a deep headache that I can't get rid of, you know, and I have ways to get rid of headaches like that, but it's like, dude, some of them just, usually the ones that give me the most are the stress headaches.
I've never suffered from headaches. I mean, I've had them, but I've never dealt with them as like a recurring issue. But my childhood best friend used to have them when we were kids. And finally, you know, I mean, like the doctors would never listen because we're like, little kids don't get headaches. Turns out later, hypertension, right? And so when he got a headache, he would take one of those big fucking horse pills, like a Vicodin.
Yeah.
Take that, go into his room, go get in bed, draw all the curtains and shit, and throw the covers over his head. Complete sensory deprivation because every sound, light, everything was just like agonizing.
That's fucked.
Yeah, man. And I used to write his papers when he was in college for him. He would pay me in Vicodin, actually.
Brian,
I need a line. I need a bike.
We're always working, man. I've been sitting here talking to you, and I just scheduled 2 different launch parties for later.
if you're in like Comicsgate or fucking indie comics, and that's what you do, no matter what, YouTubing, you're working like 3 jobs probably.
Yeah.
Most of us are all working some way, like even if we're not getting paid for those 3 jobs, we're doing 3 different things. It seems like
always grinding, man. Always grinding.
We're side hustling.
Yes,
definitely.
Since I've been home, it's been crazy, man. My inbox has been blowing up with scheduling scheduling people on shows and I think we have 5 launch parties this month.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
You know, it's freaking crazy, man. Look at that. It's
awesome.
Quasi Ozzy.
we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this first brawl here, right?
This is pretty tight. This is pretty tight.
So Simon, Eric Stoltz's character, is chilling in his
apartment,
Flophouse Motel, whatever the hell it is, and he says something. And before this motherfucker comes crashing through the fucking window, he's already in the air. So that they collide in midair, which I thought was fucking badass.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, and this is the Angel Uziel,
little fucking possum rat
on the side of Gabriel.
That dude looks like he's half Danzig, half Ozzy Osbourne.
He does. Straight up.
He does. Well, I mean, that's why when they put Glenn Danzig in Prophecy 2, it was like, oh, that kind of fits, doesn't it?
Evil Elvis.
And but it's so he starts clawing at Simon's flesh, right? And you're like, what the fuck is he doing? It's like he's like clawing, like, you know, with his nails. It's just nasty. He's going for his heart, of course.
Yeah.
And Yeah, that's gnarly.
That was Gnarls, dude.
Yeah,
Gnarls Barkles, dude.
See ya.
It looked pretty real too. Like even the way he like took him out on the thing, he just kind of just like put him on there, and it felt kind of realistic in a way. I know it's a fucking, you know.
Yeah,
and he was like, peace, bitches. That's a little meme right there, bro.
Yeah, man. So then we get an autopsy scene. Keep in mind, it's like, what, 23, 25 minutes into the movie, we still haven't seen Christopher Walken. He has.
Yeah, I love that, dude. I love the way the way they set it up, you know? And I love the way that the angels appear. And before I forget, I love it seems like Vigo, when he's in the movie, he has a gag every time he pops up, like somehow. Like he's eating a rose, or they shoot it real tight, like he pops up behind him, or Virginia Madsen's like walking up into the focus, or into the shot, into the lens, and he's out of focus, hunched over like a fucking gargoyle on a fucking Adobe or something, you know, with his demon, you know, and yeah, we'll talk. He's so good in here, dude. Like there's a lot of shit he does. It's remarkable.
And also Christopher Walken. Well, I mean, Christopher Walken. Holy shit. There's a lot of humor.
Yeah,
in this.
He's funny.
And it's great because it's never goofy. It's never campy. It's all shit that works.
And he's scary too.
Yes. It never makes him less sinister. Right? It doesn't suck the blood out of the film and make it less of a horror film.
Mm-mm.
Like it's all pitch perfect. This is one of those movies. Every time when I first saw it in its theatrical release, I was like, that was all right. Then I watched it on home video, and I was like, damn, that was like dope. That was like better than I remembered.
He's like a lot of ad-libbing too. It feels like.
Yes. Which evidently. Well, one of the things that he does in every movie is he dances, because he was a dancer, right? So he does a dance in every film. It doesn't end up in every film. It might get cut out, and it might end up but he always does a take where he does like a dance of some kind. Right?
That's cool.
And it's like a little ritual of his.
That makes sense.
So then there's this autopsy, and they discover a lot of interesting shit, right?
Yeah.
Aside from this tattoo on his neck, which we discover identifies him as the angel Uziel, because, there it is. Meaning strength of God, lower soldier angel, lieutenant to the Seraph, or Archangel Gabriel. Right? So he's in Gabriel's posse. But yeah, when they're examining the coroner, when he's examining the body, it's just like, okay, like this guy is like doesn't have any eyes. It's like so Daggett's like, oh, so he's blind. It's like, no, he never had any eyes. They're just empty eye sockets. And that
love that guy too.
Great performance. He's in 2 and 3, I think. That the body has the same qualities as an aborted fetus, as an unborn child.
It's pretty awesome.
So it would be like he's talking about like the flesh surrounding the bones, right? So it would be kind of like chopping down an oak tree and not seeing any rings. Do you know what I'm saying? As if it were just like a sapling. And then, of course, also he discovers that that the corpse is also a hermaphrodite, has both male and female genitals, right? And then Daggett makes a little joke like, "Oh, well, think of the possibilities." And the coroner says, "Yeah, you could be impotent and frigid at the same time, because generally speaking, the problem with being a hermaphrodite is they have both sets of genitals. Neither set works."
Yeah.
Of course.
Speaking of genitals.
Yes.
Block this motherfucking porn bot real quick.
Oh.
Motherfucking porn bot real quick.
Man, their timing is impeccable, isn't it?
Yeah. What is it that is like, does it respond to specific words? No. I say genitals, boom, porn bots.
We should do some fan art of that motherfucker.
Oh my God. Oh my God, man. Like
Drop a wrench to the porn bot. Let's do some fan art.
Yeah. Create like a persona, like monetize that motherfucker.
It's got a campaign. He's got a YouTube channel and shit.
Yep.
It's all on Twitter. Hi guys, I'm Pornbot. I'm in like in a lot of the CG streams and stuff. I drop porn links. Yeah.
Yeah, don't hate on me.
I'm a big backer, believe it or not.
Yeah, exactly. I actually really love you guys.
I really back all your projects and stuff.
Slipstick says, I didn't know about Walken's dancing until the Weapon of Choice video.
Is that the Fat Boy Slim? Or I forgot which one. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He's like dancing around the mall and shit and fucking doing all
He
this
also was like a he was like a major league hoofer, right? And also has a big dance sequence in Pennies from Heaven, which is like a really dark movie that was set during the Depression and stars Steve Martin in his first dramatic role.
He plays the banjo.
Yes. Yeah, he does. And one of those guys like Bill Murray that's always been really careful with choosing his films. Like, I'm not saying he hasn't made some dog shit, but when you look at it's not like Robin Williams where you're just like good shit compared to dog shit, and it's just like a massive pile of dog shit. You're just like both Steve Martin and Bill Murray. It's just like excellent, classic, dog shit, excellent, dog shit. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? As opposed to like a lot of people where it's just dog shit. That's okay, dog shit.
Yeah.
Yes, like Shadowhawk says, hi, I'm Pornpot. I have 50 million backers. Check out my channel. Yeah, no shit, man. So it's like, it's about 23 minutes in the movie. I actually clocked it when I watched it again last night. I was just like, it's like 23 minutes into the movie. Finally, we get Gabriel, but it's not like it's just a great setup, man.
Yeah.
Establishes this world, and then he appears in it.
Well, it's like it's a handoff between him and Stoltz. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, I'm gonna take over, motherfucker.
Yes.
And for me, it's scary. Like when I was saying scary, he's scary. He's all, you know what the good thing is about these conversations?
The last one you can have them twice.
You never have to have them twice.
Yeah. And that's gangster shit too.
Yeah, he's a gangster ass motherfucker in here. That to me, that's like the believability of him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he's like the godfather of heaven. You know what I mean? He's the archangel. He's the fucking hammer, bro. He's the horn.
And Michael tag teamed and whipped Lucifer's ass.
Yeah, the
and his
dragon,
boys'
dude.
asses, and threw them the fuck out of heaven. Threw them out on their asses like a pair of fucking like massive like road warrior.
7 days.
Like bouncers. And actually, you know what? I'm going to try and do something I don't normally do. I'm going to try and actually play a video clip, and we will see what happens. Now, of course, one of the things that sucks about doing a stream like this is that we generally can't play video clips because the algorithm will just like, boom, take our ass right down. But there is an art to it. I know some people
got a great idea.
Yeah, what's that?
I just got a great idea. At the end of your show, pick your favorite clip and let it run as long as they'll let it run.
That's a fucking genius idea. I love that, man. I love
I mean, as long as they're not giving you stripes, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Here we go. Check this out. This is a great scene. What they're vying over is a soul. And Gabriel wants this soul before Lucifer can get it. So evidently, after dying, the soul is still hanging out for a while inside the body, right? Before it's claimed by, I guess, maybe the angel of death or whoever, right? And the soul that he's looking for, we discover, is the soul of a really, really evil general. That was a soldier in Vietnam who's based on a real character, actually, which is scary to think of. This was a guy who I can't recall his name, but he and his unit, he like ran a platoon where they were like, you know, committing like major war atrocities, but also cannibalism, like really, really severe shit.
Psychopathic shit.
Psychopathic.
Beyond that, even.
Yes. But yeah, let's get a little piece of this exchange because this is Christopher Walken really flexing his gangsta.
The lie, Simon. Join us. Help us make it like it was before the monkeys. You remember?
Are you getting sound on this?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
that's perfect.
That's another thing I love about this movie too. He refers to, and it's a little bit
Humankind.
of humor too. He refers to humans as monkeys.
So does all the angels do. So does Lucifer.
Yes. Yeah. And
It's
so what is that
canon in their
doing?
universe.
That's acknowledging evolution,
That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
That's Darwin right there.
right? And one of the things I've always found very peculiar about American society, because you don't have this issue in Europe or Scandinavia, is the difficulty of reconciling a belief in God and evolution at the same time. That was never an issue for me as a kid because I was raised by European parents. So it's just like I was taught, to take the Bible seriously, but not to take it literally. Right? Now, not to suddenly get into the Scopes monkey trial and all that sort of a thing, but I thought that was great. It's like it's not an all or nothing proposition, and it's just like it adds insult to injury for Lucifer, and it adds insult to injury for Gabriel. He's just like, really, you're exalting these monkeys, these apes above us, right? And we're supposed to serve him. We're supposed to serve them. Really? Really? And so you understand the wounded pride, right?
Yeah.
The
definitely.
vanity.
God,
And
you
then,
don't
of
talk to me.
course-
You don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Lucifer is very much depicted in Paradise Lost as a kind of like a jilted lover, right?
That makes sense.
But Eric Stoltz, of course, also has as Simon has a really great line here too.
We cast out Lucifer's army. You and I, we threw their rebel thrones from the wall.
They wanted to be gods.
I don't want to be a god, Simon. I just want to make it like it was. Before the lie, when he loved us best.
Oh, Gabriel. When was it that you lost your grace? I'd like to help you, old friend. But I can't. I'm not sure who's right, who's wrong, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just have to do what you're told.
There it is.
Yeah. You're just a soldier, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Sometimes you just have to do as you're told.
Yep.
I mean, who is it that's bossing you around, right? When you have like some jerk off at work who's like, I don't know, a basic bitch.
Yeah.
And they're like ordering you to do shit that makes no sense, right? And just like, really? But here it's God.
Yeah.
Who tried to made you God? You know that expression?
Yeah, exactly.
Here it's like, well, it's literally God. Okay.
It's like you've been on the job for 5 years, right? Doing the thing, you know how to do it, you do it well, and then you get a new boss and he wants you to do it this way. And it's like, look, we already tried all that dumb shit. This is the way it works best. I've been doing it for 5 years. Get out my way and let me do my job. But he's the new boss, right?
Because they have to justify their existence, right? And they have to, that's why one of the reasons why shit is just so fucked up in general, right? It's like when you look at updates to programs, right? Or apps, and they fuck everything up, right? It's just like, it was fine the way it was. Why not just leave it like that? No, because some suit has to fucking stick his fucking fingers in there and justify his existence. A little more of Christopher Walken being very gangsta here.
That's who we are.
The great thing about a conversation like this, you never have to have it again.
He's like,
Yes.
now I'm gonna get raw with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in like oh,
Right. Now I'm gonna get fucking. Now I'm getting gangster with your ass. And so he sets Simon on fire, and then puts him out, and is still just fucking grilling him while he's just like lying there, fucking barbecued. And oh god, doesn't he have that line? Like, you're a tough one, old friend. Old school.
Yeah, he says.
Simon, I can make this last forever.
See, you watch the movie, but if you
Yeah.
put the motherfucker, like, you just listen to the sound clip, it sounds so fucking badass. Like,
Yeah,
just
man.
close your eyes and listen to that. His voice is awesome, dude.
It's
in there.
It's
awesome.
It's amazing. I mean, he's amazing. It's he's gone on record several times saying like, yeah, like that's my favorite performance.
Yeah, it's his best I've seen him in. I like that. I like him in. I mean, the Dead Zone, I saw that a long time ago. That's your favorite, right?
I think that's his best. I think that's his best performance. I mean, he's given so many great ones. It's interesting because, you know, he became kind of like a, I guess you might say like a cult icon in many respects, because he ended up in a lot of trashy movies, but a lot of those trashy movies are,
do pretty
even
well.
if the movies are shit, he's awesome in them.
They
Even
do
if Batman
pretty
Returns,
well.
that's-
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Batman
fantastic.
Returns. That was the first one that, like, you know, I'll throw her out a higher window. I have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Max Shrek,
Yeah,
who's
from
not a character. I
Nosferatu.
don't. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, not a character from the comic books originally.
But he was
Like-
tight as fuck. Like, I put him
That
in
was
there
awesome.
with some cannon, some. Yeah, there's a lot of sniffing going on here, Wolverine style. All
Right.
of them, right?
Right, because of course they're angels, so they're going to have some kind of superpowers, right?
Hmm.
And so he's sniffing here, and he's
That's not
yeah.
sniffing.
well, yeah, no. Then he actually first he's sniffing, and then he's tasting. This is of course when he's trying to hunt Simon down, and and then we have Adam Goldberg. Is that the name of the actor?
Yeah, from Days of Confused.
Yes.
He pours the
Days-
beer on you. Said, "Yeah, motherfucker." Remember?
Still looks
Yes.
dazed and confused. It looks dazed
Love
and
it, dazed
confused right there.
The same character, bro.
Very similar. And
Love that
at
movie.
first this scene is a little confusing. Oh no, it's great.
The best.
At first this scene's a little confusing. You don't know exactly what's going on. What's going on is homeboy here killed himself.
Yeah.
And you see his apartment and it's just trashed, and he just he killed himself in a state of despair, but his body's still in good condition. And one of the superpowers that the angels have is they can, since the soul is still in the body, right? It hasn't been taken yet. He can bring these people back to life. And so these people have experienced the worst despair imaginable, right? Because when people commit suicide, it's an act of desperation. They really think that it's not going to get any better, and it's time to check out. And so they've experienced the worst despair imaginable and utter complete bliss.
Yeah.
Right? So he snatched them away from that. And naturally, what are these people going to do to get back to that? Anything.
Right.
And so, as you said, they become his familiars. And so he uses these people to do human things.
You can
Like
feel his pain too, you know.
Yes. Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Feel sorry for him. Even the lady that from
Amanda
Honey Bunny from Pulp
Yes,
Fiction.
yes. There's a lot of people from
The Dimension
Pulp Fiction
era,
in
right?
this.
She's such a good actress. She's not in a lot
she's
of stuff.
fantastic.
I think
Yeah,
Fisher
she's really
King was another one. And
Yes.
she just the way her mouth bubbles up with saliva and the way she knows she's fucking dead, and she already knows what happened.
Oh yes.
And
You're
she's
talking
like,
about when she
no,
starts drawing
no.
breath again. Yeah.
And he's just like,
Don't start.
Don't
Don't
start.
start. That's like what? Yeah, that's one of the once again, one of the
It's a good scene.
great moments of humor,
Yeah.
right? But it fits.
Well, to me, it's funny, but it's sad. Like you feel like for me, it was more sad. I feel sad for her, and he's talking to her like, he's doing the kind of like East Coast New York kind of playing that.
Yes.
But
His
to me,
accent.
that's the grounded fucking. That's how like he could be. You know what I mean? Realistically, if he was Gabriel, I buy that. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. When you that's like one of the things about I love about Last Temptation of Christ. If you've never seen it by Scorsese.
Defoe.
Yeah, with Defoe, right? Every actor in that is right. What you have two choices. You could do it like the old biblical movies where everybody's speaking like with a British accent or something.
Yeah.
Right? Or you could say fuck it and just have the actors speak in their own voices. And Scorsese wisely went with the latter, right? So it's okay. So Harvey Keitel has like an East Coast accent in that. So what? It doesn't matter, right? Because you also would imagine people that, right? It's not like the world hasn't always been a place of accents.
Exactly.
Right?
It's funny you say that, dude, because on the low, like whatever, just a side movie, Season of the Witch, Nicolas Cage, Ron Perlman, right?
Yes.
They use just like regular accents in that movie, and he's like, well, like judging by the time of the period, it was during the fucking Crusades, and there was this bloodline of French and this and England and this and that. Well, actually, they probably would have sounded like us at that point in time in that year. Like they could, like he's like thinking out like that. You know what I mean? Like who knows? Like the way we speak right now. I know this doesn't have to do with this movie, but in a certain part of history, they might have sounded like the way we sound. Like the accent might have been watered down to somewhat, and then kind of went back into more. Because you go to England, you go to one neighborhood over here. You go to one neighborhood over here, you go to another neighborhood over here. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Exactly. You go to another
in England, you've got northern.
Go to another. You know what I mean?
A northern accent versus a southern accent.
Yeah. So it's not hard to fucking think that way.
Not at all. I have to say the thing that just I found mind-bogglingly fucking stupid was when Valkyrie came out, right? Which was about the assassination plot on Hitler.
Stinger. Yeah.
People were all pissed off. They're like, well, why don't they have German accents? Asshole. They're speaking English. The idea is that they're speaking German, but you're hearing it as English because you understand the language. Why would they, if they're speaking English, why would they be speaking with a fucking German accent?
It's like it's not a Mandela. It's not a Mandela effect, but it's like it's a fucking common sense effect. It's like, so you want them to talk proper English when they're motherfucking speaking German, bro? Like, come on. It's like you film a movie about a caveman. You want them to speak English?
Well, it's like, yeah. I mean, because it's like, well, the one film I thought that did that transition perfectly was The 13th Warrior.
Yeah. Well, it's a setup. Like if you're gonna do a Predator movie, you probably want to do that in the beginning. Then they start speaking English. That's the way I would do it. I would do that. I would do that. Like Predators, if they had to talk on screen, I'd have them all. I give them all like fucking raspy ass voices, so they sound like they're fucking throwing up some shit out of their nasty, disgusting throat. But I'd have them speak English and maybe American. Well, you know what I mean? It'd be believable, and maybe an Australian dude in there. Well, I think it would sound cool.
But here's the thing: it's like in District 9. I thought really handled that perfectly, right? It's like everybody's speaking their own language. They understand the alien language, but neither species can replicate it because they don't have the fucking vocal cords.
Exactly.
Right? Or like Lovecraft, when he was like naming all of these elder gods, he's like, that's not how their names are actually pronounced. It's just that we don't have the vocal cords, and that's as close as we can get to what like Cthulhu's name is.
Yeah, I'm beyond you, so you cannot fathom, or you can't even imagine.
Right. And can I also say Virginia Madsen, one of the most underrated actresses of the fucking century.
Dude, like she's awesome, and I don't know, it's kind of, I think it's a PG-13 horror movie. I got it. It's called Haunting in Connecticut. Pretty great. It's that one's great. Fucking Candyman.
The documentary to that, by the way, if you can hunt down the documentary that's based on, is actually fucking creepier.
Yeah.
But my God, she's brilliant in this. She's great in every film I've ever seen her in.
Everything.
Sideways,
Everything.
everything. She's one of those people that Candyman, somebody that never became the star that she deserved to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, she sells it, and she's she stayed like relevant. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like for a long time. I haven't seen her in a while, but I'm sure she, still throwing down. But she's a great actress.
What up, ID? Thanks for joining us, brother. But totally, completely underrated in my opinion. And Elias Koteas, both two great actors, fantastic in this, and never really had the careers I think that they deserved.
Him definitely, dude. Like,
Definitely.
He threw down in like, what is it, between 90 and 97. He had this. There's a movie I barely watched, but I want to go back and rewatch it again. Fallen.
Yes.
I want to go back and watch
Denzel.
it again. And John Goodman, I think he's the killer,
Yeah.
And I think it's just a little part. But Casey Jones, bro. He was Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
It's fucking awesome. Awesome in this movie. Like, for me, it was Casey Jones in this and Fallen. And then Skinwalkers. And then he just bit parts after that.
Collateral Damage.
I was thinking of that. Yeah. And he started, going bald and stuff.
Crash, the Cronenberg version. Yeah. Not the movie that won all those Oscars, but the David Cronenberg version that was actually banned for a while. Actually, I don't think it was officially banned. It was Ted Turner refused to release it because he was just disgusted by it or some shit like that. But
he's good, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the new Cronenberg, by the way. I have to watch it again. It's definitely not bad.
I think it's on HBO Max.
Good, but I haven't made up my mind about it yet.
Some movies you gotta. I think it's like $15 for rent. But some movies you gotta
to rent it. Oh well, I mean, come on
in
now.
Theaters. Some things like movies and like to be honest, and I'm not gonna ever fucking do this.
Right.
But to be honest, most things need 3 viewings or 3 listenings or 3 watchings or readings for you to really give it a good assessment. You read it once, I mean, or 2.
It depends on the work.
It depends on how much when you first listen to it or read it. Like an album, it's like if I hear a band and I'm like, I don't know about that. And there's like a little like part of me that wants to go back and re-listen to it, then it has potential to be fucking epic. Same thing with a movie or a comic or a book. If I have a little bit of like wanting to go back and revisit that, then there's probably a potential that I'm going to love it. And if it's just like, fuck that, I fucking hate it. Then
all
it's like,
of my favorite records.
But I never do all that.
Dude, all my favorite records, I hated the first time I listened to them.
Oh, really?
Not all of them, but a lot of them, right? Like the records that you don't like the first time you hear them, and then you kind of get it. Those records, they never get old.
Yeah.
Okay. What about those records when one of your bands releases a new album? And you hear a song from that album for the first time, and within the first 3 or 4 notes of the song that those are your boys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Every Rush album ever released, it was like that for me. Even though they progressed so much over the years, it was like as soon as I heard that bass or drum rhythm section kick in, it was like, oh shit!
Good.
Oh shit! That's Getty in. That's fucking Getty.
I gotta worry.
There just ain't nobody that can do that like that, right?
There's some bands.
What I mean?
Maiden
before
is one
Getty
of those
sings
we
a
all
note,
have those bands. That's
Maiden
the
is
thing.
one of those
Getty
bands.
sings a
For
note,
me, it's like Fields of the
you
Nephilim.
knew it was Rush, right? Because of the music. It was
Maiden is one of those bands where they put that same album out, you know what to expect, and the fans love them. I'm not that much into Maiden. I'm not gonna lie, me being a metalhead. But Amon Amarth, every fucking album they put out, it's tight as fuck that I like, and I like. And I know I'm like, oh, these fools are throwing down. This shit's tight as fuck. Like I'm gonna like it. My favorite band, In Flames. Listen to all their fucking. They got 14 albums. They're all fucking different. They all sound like different bands almost.
Paradise Lost is a lot like that.
It's crazy.
Now check it out. ID Crisis. Time is on my side.
Hell, ID Crisis.
Now think about this. Do you think that Jagger and Richard sold their souls to the devil because?
No.
They wrote that song about what, halfway through their lives, and they're like they would just keep on living.
And they did Painted Black too, though.
Living and living.
What about
living and living?
Who was the original guy? Who is Robert Johnson? Is that the name I'm thinking of? Chat, people in the chat, help me out. The guy, the young black dude in the South that went to the crossroads and met the devil. That's like the original.
Oh yeah, they did an episode about him on
bargain
Metalocalypse.
Musician story.
Yeah, it's like the creator of the blues and whatnot.
Yeah.
I just look at
Robert
it like
Johnson,
those two guys, man. Those two guys should have died a long time ago, and they just keep going. And that song, it's like they knew back then time was on their side because they's gonna live forever.
I love hearing stories too about bands that are still kicking, like the Scorpions. They're still putting out shit.
Oh, dude, love the Scorpions.
Those pipes are still fucking good too. Like they have a new video out and everything.
I gotta be honest. German metal bands were always. I'm not saying that there weren't some great ones. Sodom, for instance, right?
Yeah, that one's pretty big. Like that band Bad Tranquility. That's one of their big influences.
Always, kind of goofy.
What was another one? Was it Accept? Remember them?
Accept, yeah. Also, kind of goofy, right?
Yeah. Did I tell you guys about when I worked for
Z-Rock? You need to understand about German people. They're goofy.
When I worked for Z-Rock, I got backstage to the Aerosmith and Scorpions on my birthday in '88 at Compton Terrace, right?
Yeah.
And I met all these guys. And as the Scorpions came off stage, and Aerosmith was getting ready to go on stage, it was like Scorpions come off stage and we're all standing there and we high five, low five for Klaus, high five, Dude is little, man. Little, right? You just like, wow, he really
Ronnie James Dio was like that.
But he has a voice, and a voice that they fucking belted out, and you're like, it's coming out of such a little dude.
I know.
Scorpions, fucking Big City Nights. Oh man. He's one of the best albums of all time.
Same thing with Dio. But that's the thing. It's like there are Tolkien based all of his races on actual body types.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like dwarves, dudes like Sim. Right?
Yeah.
Where they're short, but they're wide. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And elves, go anywhere in Scandinavia. Go to Norway.
Yeah.
You're going to see some elves, okay?
Yeah.
And there's certain people, like I have friends who are just hobbits. And I even asked them, do you mind if I call you a hobbit? Like, that's not, because you don't want to fucking hurt people's fifis, and I've never gotten a reaction from them that wasn't like, hell yeah.
Nita just posted a thing the other day about girls this height or this height or this height or this. What are girls below this height? Because she's really short. And I said Munchkins. And I said Munchkins, and she loved it. She laughed. She thought it was funny. She knew I wasn't taking a shot at her, right? I was like, they're Munchkins, man. You get too short, you're a Munchkin.
This person I know. This is the friend I told you about that who teaches the black metal yoga in New York City. Melody is her name. Black metal yoga is what she does.
That's pretty cool.
That's to say, you do yoga while listening to fucking black metal.
That's pretty crazy. It seems like a weird duality.
It does.
Like it would be hard to fucking zen
it
out.
Can you imagine the concentration it would take to not be jamming out and to be holding the pose?
Yeah,
right?
And that shit's like rock.
Dude,
I mean,
that would
black metal's
totally
rock and roll.
Don't you find
a form of meditation?
Black metal's
Don't
punk
you
rock
find-
and rock and roll. You know what I mean? With some fucking goblin vocals. For the most part.
But don't you find that one of the things you love about metal is that it's very relaxing?
Yeah, because you get to this point where you're like zenning out, and it's so fucking so much assault.
I had this girlfriend that liked to listen to music at night while she slept.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I'd lay next to her and jam all fucking night long because I can't listen to music without jamming, right? So I'd never get any sleep because I'd be like, jamming along all night long, It's crazy, man. But she could sleep with music playing, and she liked to, and it was like, man.
I can do white noise, but I can't do it with like before I go to sleep every night, I put on the sound of like rain or like
rain's always good.
Rain's always good, and maybe like a little ambient music underneath it. Right?
I pass out, bro. I have no problem falling asleep.
Yeah, but it's
I used to, years ago, but
I can't fall asleep to like a Celtic Frost record. That ain't gonna happen.
I'll fall asleep to anything, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of tired. I literally, bro. If I'm not drawing or inking or whatever the fuck, I'll fall asleep. Like even if I sit down, like I have to be here talking or on like a thing or working. I'm like, I'm out, bro.
Dude, that's because you're like a father and a working man. Hello. Right? So you got to be tired all the fucking time.
like for the show, I'll be watching, you know, like if it's like if I'm working with the, you know, like kids are watching some on TV. I'm watching Tubi on my phone. So like, you can't watch the fucking Prophecy. You know what I mean? So got to keep working.
There it is. There it is. Maidenhouse says, I worry every now and then about the world. We're leaving Keith Richards and Willie Nelson.
I still have a problem.
What's that?
Her next cut, when she asked me, she said, Pop, she listens to lyricless metal for that reason, so that she doesn't like lay there and sing.
Oh,
right?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. Except I'm playing the bass.
Yeah, I can do that.
Except I'm playing the bass and I'm playing the drums and I'm playing the lead and I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, it ain't just the lyrics, man. I listen to music and I jam out. Ask my son. You see these guys that win these air guitar contests?
Yeah.
I'd smoke them, dude. I'd smoke every one of these guys because I kind of know.
Champion.
I kind of know what you're supposed to be doing, and I'm real good at faking it. Real good at faking it. You know, people ask me, do you play guitar? Because I'm real good at faking it.
I can keep a beat on a bass.
Yeah, me too. I can play bass, you know, semi-decent, but I haven't in a long time.
I could play a little bit of bass and look at a guitar, but nothing crazy. I'm more just into lyrics and melodies and doing vocals.
What's the first song you learned to play, Brian?
Submission.
Yeah.
By Sex Pistols.
For me it was Ain't Talking About Love.
Yeah, I needed something a little easier than that, and that was the thing about the Sex Pistols. That, you know, they were like the Ramones. They weren't good musicians.
If you play 4 hours a day for 2 years, you get like extremely good. Like there's nice for a guitar. That's people are doing scientific experiments.
I used to have a little old Mexican lady across the street come to my door and she'd say, "The china in my china hutch is rattling a little. Can you turn it down?"
Yeah, it's just annoying. Yeah,
because I'd be jamming, you know. I mean, I'd just be jamming, and it was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was quite that loud. Turned down a bit. She was cool, man. She used to bring me like jars of salsa. I mean, she was like a little old Mexican lady across the street, right? When we first moved in, we caught some kids tagging their fence.
That's fun.
Me and my friend, and we chased them down, brought them back, made them clean her fence. She loved us. I mean, everybody on the street loved us after that, you know, so we could basically do no wrong, right? Yeah. And she was wonderful. She'd come over like on holidays with big old plates of Mexican food, jars of salsa, and she was like,
nice.
Yeah.
That's why I married Mexican, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you what.
That's why I got a little Mexican Matt Burke running around.
She had a daughter, man. She had a daughter that was cool as hell. I would have dated her. I would have, you know. I mean, what can I tell you?
All right. To answer Maidenhell's question, no, she doesn't have a YouTube channel, but there is a article that I can post.
Hey Brian, you ever heard of a band called Winter Sun? You got to check them out.
Winter Sun, no.
It's funny, like you tell someone about a band, right? And you think of all these cool fucking songs, you know? Then Brian will go put in Winter Sun, and then some random fucking song will come out that's okay, but it ain't the fucking badass motherfucker songs that you want them to hear, you know? So it's like, check this song out. Check this song out. Like they got the
This
dude.
is why. This is why it is so important for people to share information, and that's why I love the fact that like it's like I'm like a walking encyclopedia of information for like something really specific, right? Yeah. But there's millions of other people out there for and everything else, right?
Macros. Yeah.
Exactly. So what's awesome is on the internet, we can all get together. If you have a question like, yo, I wanted to check this genre out, or I wanted to check this band out. Where should I start? What's the first thing I should listen to? Right.
Well, I was like, that's crazy.
Right. Or like, geez, like I really like zombie movies. What zombie movies should I watch? Or like any genre. Yeah. Right. right? Or spaghetti westerns. I'd be like, okay, you want to start with this one? Basically, watch anything where the director is named Sergio.
Listen to the Winter Sun. Okay, sorry. Listen to Winter Sun. The whole fucking album. It's 7 songs. It's a self-titled first album. Took 10 years to record. It's the shit. And now he has a full band. But fuck, the second album is like 5 songs
everywhere, Brian.
Yeah, they're pretty epic though, dude. They're like prog fucking melodic death Finnish folk metal, but they're the shit, dude. I think you really like them. But check out Winter Sun, the first album, self-titled.
Man, like, what the fuck? I'm getting fucking like bombarded with music.
Like, if you can listen to that band, to that album, because he's got like 200 tracks in each song. He's got so many fucking instruments in each song that it's overwhelming. He had to crowdfund the second album because the record studio couldn't give him a computer to hold all the tracks for one song.
What?
Yeah,
that's insane.
But it's fucking awesome. So you can listen to the album over and over and over and over, and you'll still hear new shit.
All right. Drop that name and the name of the band and the name of the album.
Winter Sun. That's both.
Winter Sun. Okay.
So the first song on there is like I think Beyond the Darkened Sun or something like that. It's like 2 minutes, and then the next one's Winter Madness. That motherfucker's madness. It's like the Electric Light Orchestra on fucking crack. Like,
oh, that sounds great.
But he does like power vocals, power metal, fucking. He does vocals. He does fucking black metal vocals. He does all that shit. And then the drummer is like it's like a tech jazz fucking death drummer, so he could easily do that, and it's progressive too. But fuck, he has a full band now though. They got like epic shit, dude.
I'm looking up the bands also that who was it mentioned before? You see, now my ADD is kicking in. I'm like multitasking.
I'm the same way,
dude.
Yeah. Time of Dying. And then for Germany, I haven't heard that many like bands of the genres of metal that I like, because I listen to any type of metal. I'll listen to any type of music for the most part.
I'll check it out. I can't say I'll naturally just take to it.
But Caliban, they were like the Kill Switch Engage of fucking Germany. And I remember my drummer back in the day used to listen to them, and I'm like, it's pretty cool. Shit's pretty cool.
I've got their music and I've never listened to it. Yeah. Because there's so many bands, right?
There's not enough time.
There's not enough time.
I have to listen to metal when I'm drawing.
To have like people do top 10 and top 20 lists.
Yeah.
Right? Like one of the things I want to start doing on the stream too is rankings. Right? Rankings.
Okay.
Rank everything by Romero. Rank everything by Toby Hooper.
That's got to be a poll we're going to have to drop in the chat.
John Carpenter. Yeah, you're right.
It's got to first start on Twitter, though, on the twat skis. Yes, then we got to drop it again on the chat, too, so it's double immersive, you know? And so we get two different perspectives. You know what I mean?
And I can tell I can tell everybody like you're entitled to your opinion, even though it's wrong. Just a little something I like to say when I'm feeling like a dick. That's all. It's just funny, especially when you're a kid, how seriously you take all that shit.
Oh yeah, like it's so epic in your mind, and like nothing matters, and you're just like, fuck the world. I got this tight ass shit in my head. And it's like, nah, dude.
Like the stupid shit. The stupid shit, right? That you would get pissed off about, right?
Oh yeah. And it's like your head is so like such a metal album going on in your head, like life. It's like a metal album.
Yeah,
it's like, nah, dude,
go
fry those.
Movie, yeah.
Go wrap that package up, or go fucking fry those fries, flip that burger, dude. It's you're not in the fucking you're not in Tolkien's fucking metal fucking world, like in your head, or whatever the fuck you know what I mean? You're not in a sci-fi movie, or you know what I'm talking.
Right. Or, like feeling betrayed when Kiss went disco. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Dude.
Because still kind of like as an adult, I'm
like playing that shit at my work, bro. Like the new manager's got he put on, like, it's like an 80s and 90s metal and grunge shit, you know? So they play some bangers on there, though, but they're playing the Kiss shit, you know?
Oh. I was made for loving you.
Yeah, that shit.
Oh, no.
You know what's funny? You know what's weird is that song when I was a kid made me throw all my Kiss shit out. I was just like, okay,
look,
everything.
It's catchy as fuck,
down, comic books, radios, everything had to go, right?
Hey, bro, you know what's fucked up, though? I don't even consider them metal, even though they're like physically metal as fuck. Like they look like black metal. That's where all like the black metal got their idea.
First album,
the Visage.
First album with Black Diamond and 100,000 Years. You really thought they had a chance.
Right.
Okay, because that was some serious hard shit. It was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they got hot, hot, hotter than hell. And it was like, oh
Beth.
shit, it's going downhill.
Yes.
It's going downhill fast.
Yes, this is not going to be New Deep Purple or
their first album
Rainbow.
was their best album. People got to go revisit that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
Cold Gin. That was on the first album.
Cold Gin time again.
You know, it'll always win. You know,
did I ever tell you about the Kiss cover band that I saw called Cold Gin?
No, yes, I seen them too. Yeah. They
had a big sign. They had a big sign behind them. It said Cold Gin, but the C was busted.
Oh, that's
so it just said Old Gin.
Cover bands are cool though, man. That's a good way for you to get going.
That's
a tall order, especially if you're wearing all that fucking getup, you know. Dude, if you're gonna be in a band, you gotta have a good fucking getup. You gotta have a good gimmick, bro. A good stage presence. One of the funniest. You can look them up on the internet. The Misfats. That's fucked up, bro. I just got an image in my head.
Did you see the midgets that used to dress up like Kiss?
Yeah.
Those guys were hilarious.
Mini-Kiss.
Mini-Kiss,
yeah. It's just fucking funny. It's undeniably it's just fucking funny. It's just like, you know, you can be as PC as you fucking want. It doesn't make shit any less funny.
I think if you're like start out in a band and you just like cover a bunch of songs and you throw in a couple of your own, I think that's the best way to do it, because you kind of just get out there, you familiarize yourself with the band, you learn some songs, you feel what playing live is like. You're like, okay, I like this. Let's start writing our own shit. Okay, I think I could do this. All right, we get along, because when you're in a band, you're married to all the people in the band. So it's it's
living a marriage with each other is the hardest part.
It's a marriage, it's a pirate lifestyle.
And sticking together through everybody going through their own lives.
You're married to them, and it's a fucking pirate lifestyle. So it's a lot of shit. You work for ramen noodles and beer.
Henry Rollins wrote that classic book, Get in the Van. Yeah. And Rollins never liked Black Flag. Was never a Black Flag fan. I am sort of a fan of his because,
I like Rollins.
As I always say, Henry Rollins is one of those guys that has no talent and has never let that stop him.
For some reason, he reminds me of like a Sin City character or like a Frank Miller character. I don't know why. It reminds me of Marv a little bit too.
Well, he's like,
I don't know what it is.
He's sort of like Sim-like. He's like one of those dudes that's like short. Like I've had him walk past me numerous times when I was living in the city, right? And he always had his eyes down.
Really?
Yeah, dude's a dwarf.
I always pictured him like tall and skinny and lanky.
No. He's like he's short and he's wide. Like Glenn Danzig is like that too.
Wolverine, huh?
Yeah. Like Glenn Danzig looks like he came from a planet with like really dense gravity.
You see that movie he put out, the fucking horror western? I mean, it looks cheeseball as fuck. I want to watch it though. I'm not a fan of Danzig. Okay. Right. I'm not a fan of the Misfits either. I'm not saying he doesn't sing decent. And I'm just not into him. I just
one of my all-time favorite bands. The problem with Danzig was, I was a big Misfits fan. I was a big Sam Hain fan. And I remember when the first Danzig record came out, I remember listening to it and thinking, oh shit, this is like gothic rock, but it's like
Evil Elvis. Yeah.
Right? It's like really hard gothic rock. Right. Yeah. And we went to see them live. They were fucking fantastic. Got to see them in this little tiny place in White Plains, I think, right? They had like a stage that was about as high as like a curb.
Yeah.
Right? And they had like goons. This was one of those places. I don't know if you ever went to a venue where the owners of the venue are hostile to their customers.
Oh, like a restaurant where they talk shit to you and cut your tie and shit?
Well, no, but like you get the feeling they're just like, yeah, I'll make some money off you pieces of shit, but you're pieces of shit, right? This was one of those places, right, where they just didn't like the kind of people that were coming to
I'll allow it because I need the money type shit.
Exactly, right? And they had goons on the stage like this trying to prevent people from like stage diving. And the entire band starts cursing.
I bet, man.
Like Get off the fucking stage. What are you doing? It's a curb. You can't stage dive off a curb? Like, what?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking the floor, bro.
Dumbasses, man.
I remember I played in the floor of a bar. A couple places I just played in bars, like on the actual like bar, like on the ground, there's no stage. So you're just kind of like,
Yeah. But you know what? I would much rather see the smaller the venue, the better.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I really like House of Blues, dude. That's my favorite. I like the Anaheim one, the fucking the rat one.
BB King's in New York City is really good. They have like a small room. That's where I got to see Celtic Frost.
That's tight.
Right? On their reunion tour, which ended up, of course,
like
being
$30
their last.
And it's still like $30, dude. Like I saw Amon Amarth and like 3 other bands for $30. And then if you buy a dinner, you can meet them and get a poster of said band. So I bought chicken strips and a beer, and I went upstairs and fucking met Amon Amarth. This was like 10 years ago, but still, I checked. Metal shows are still cheap. They're like $30, and there's always like 3 fucking bands playing with them, and every band plays for 45 minutes, and then the main act, the headliner plays for like 2 hours.
No shit, dude. It's been so long since I've been to a metal show.
I haven't been in 10 or something years. I want to go again. All these bands are coming, dude, and I just I can't do it, but eventually I will.
Yeah, once your kids are above the all like in need of constant.
I want to go to Walken, dude, in Germany. That's dude,
Walken. That's
the
Mecca.
bucket list right there.
That's Mecca for fucking
That's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
That's fucking Lord of the Rings shit right there, bro.
How badass would that be if we actually could meet up there?
Oh, that'd be cool, dude.
Oh
yeah.
man,
I'm gonna do it before I die. I even talked to my wife into it. She's down with that shit too.
That's awesome.
She's like, "Oh, sounds like fun."
It's it's the Hajj. If you're a metalhead, it's the Hajj. You're obliged to do it once in your life. Fellas, can you just vamp for like a couple minutes? I'm just gonna run upstairs and get myself a refill.
For cheese.
If that's all right with yous.
Oh, for cheese.
Yeah, and then, and then we're gonna take a look at this clip because it's friggin' priceless.
Looks like this shit didn't get pulled down, man. That's cool.
No.
Little clip of do here and there don't hurt nobody.
I don't know why they would not want you to do that anyway. Isn't that like free fucking promotion and free advertisement?
Yeah, I really don't know why, but I mean, maybe they feel that you could show something in a negative
it's
light.
It's not like we're trying to it's not like we're trying to monetize it.
Yeah.
We're not charging anybody anything to watch this or, I mean, it's like, come on, we're giving you guys free promotion. Lighten the fuck up,
Take that for fucking corn. Yeah, dude. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like little bits like this is the way to do it. Just find those nice little clip-a-doos. Movieclips.com. They probably have the best juicy clips from each movie. You can easily go there and do it. You know what I mean? What's your favorite horror movie, Pops?
Favorite? The original Last House on the Left.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man, that one left an impression that will never be topped, bro.
Yeah, it makes you feel pretty fucked up when you watch that shit.
I was about 12. My sister snuck me into the theater. Maybe I was 14 because she was like 18 then. So maybe I was 14. She snuck me in the theater, and that was straight R. You know that.
Horror movies are awesome too, man. Like for kids and stuff. Like it's always fun. Like kids love horror. You know what I mean? But it's hard to find the right horror movies for your kids that are growing up. You know what I mean?
Well, that was like the first time I went to a horror movie by myself.
Oh, shit.
My sister worked at the theater. She snuck me in so I could go watch it because I wasn't old enough. I wasn't old enough to get in,
Your sister worked at a movie theater?
Huh?
Your sister worked at the movie theater?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
She snuck me in. I went in there and I watched it, but I didn't have no friends with me. There was nobody to go, oh, that was funny. There was I was just like, oh. And when family, like when dude wired the rug, when he wired the rug, like live wired it and got it wet and shit, and dude walked across the rug. Oh, dude, that shit stuck with me forever. I was like, what a booby trap, dude. Oh, that's just vicious.
Yeah, man. That shit's pretty crazy.
Yes, Maiden, I hope Brian does it, I did, but I don't want him to get a strike, but it wouldn't hurt to experiment and see if you can just get away with like running a good full scene that you want to run, and at the end of the show, and just see what happens, how long it takes him to pick.
Well, do they delete the stream after that or what?
I don't know. That's what I mean. It'd be like an experiment.
I think they delete. I think they'll just delete the stream to where you can never view it again. I think that's what happens.
That would suck if they did that, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they do. Yeah, man. So you had a pretty good time at that con, huh?
Oh, dude, it was amazing. It was amazing. Anybody that didn't see, well, I mean, it's just the first 2 segments of CromCon over the weekend, because obviously the evening segments weren't live at the con, but the 2 evening segments were good too. Sunday night, Rainey came out and hung out with RJ while we were on the road headed to Pennsylvania, you know. So if you watch the last hour of segment 2 on Sunday, you get to hang out with Queen Rainey. I mean, it wasn't announced. Nobody knew, you know, she just popped in and hung out with RJ and Doran from Whitefire Comics, you know, and they had a nice little discussion about printers and you know what I'm talking about. Talking about Fiendish. And she said she'd come out Friday or Saturday and do an unboxing with me. And I told her how cruel she was, making me wait a whole nother week to open this beautiful book. But I can do that. I have restraint. I am the king of my own will, right? You know. No, I would wait a month for her to come out and unbox it with me live, because that is part of this. I like to be able to show the audience how well these people fulfill.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah,
and there's nothing better than there's nothing better than you watching somebody live open your book, huh, Brian?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Awesome.
It's amazing. I'll reach out to her. She's a sweat.
Dude, if you weren't listening, I was just telling you, she showed up during the second segment of CromCon Sunday night, but I wasn't there.
Dude.
She's
a sweetheart.
Yeah, she went out and hung out with RJ while I was on the road on my way home, right? She went out and hung out with RJ, and you know, I mean, it was great. If you want to watch the last like hour of segment 2 Sunday,
hell yeah.
You get to watch Rainey. She came hung out. Now since then I've changed the title, and I made sure everybody knows, bow down to the queen, you know, that she's in that segment. So you know, then I talked to her afterwards, and she said she'd come out this weekend, Friday or Saturday, and do unboxing with me. And then I said, "Oh, you're so cruel, making me wait 5 more days to open this book."
Miss Rainey, how you do that to me, Miss Rainey? But what did I tell you? What did I tell you? She's
I know.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah.
I mean, she's been on my show before, but I know she gets so many DMs and shit dude. You know, she gets lost, just like with Mandy, just like, you know. Of course, I mean, all the ladies get the love, you know that.
Right, dude. When I first met her, I remember the first stream that I was on with her in the back room. I was just like, "Oh, you're gonna be a rock star."
Yeah.
You're gonna be a rock star because your art is friggin' great. Everybody, go check out Fiendish. Go buy fucking Fiendish. I don't know if she's doing if the second chance campaign has launched. So that's the first thing, right? Talent out the ass, right? Or those those wood carvings that she does. Oh my God! Like you know, I mean, major talent, but then also she's like young,
adorable,
like this cute young lady. It's just like I was like, oh shit, you're gonna be a fucking rock star. Right?
She gave me a shout out at the fucking. I did some fan art for Dojo Kun's new book, Projectile Reptile, and she gave me a shout out, and I got 3rd place. So I get to they're gonna make a card of my drawing, and fucking
nice.
I want to cash a little bit of cash and fucking what else, dude? Bunch of shit, dude. I was just like, fuck yeah. I didn't think I was gonna win anything because those pieces better than mine. So I was like,
everybody always thinks somebody else's stuff is better than theirs. You ever listen to Jim O'Reilly berate himself?
Oh, he's the shit,
dude.
man.
I know. And he tells, oh, this is garbage. I want to throw this away. And it's like, Jim, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's the thing. It's like, whenever, I mean, it's like some people can't appraise their shit like in the proper way because they're biased in favor of themselves. And then there are people the opposite. They're biased against themselves. And for me, it's just always a case of, I don't know if it's any good. I just like, well, here it is. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Because I can't like judge my own work until it's like a year or two later. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you gotta step away from it.
Yeah, it's just literally distance. Like the Southpaw thing that I'm writing right now. That the werewolf versus like satanic motorcycle gang deep south thing that I'm doing. I took out the script that I had written like years ago and was just like, okay, that can go, that's crap.
I can't wait for
that's
that
pretty
shit,
good.
bro.
Crap. And I could just be ruthless because it's just like, oh, it's like I'm reading it for like the first time. It's like maybe I remember writing some of it, but I could just like, but
that's like I'm excited for that, like, man.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to doing that. I think that's probably going to start out as I want to do Two-Fisted Comics Presents.
That's brilliant.
Which will be like basically I'm gonna do a fill and make it a IP machine, right?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Now the way Phil did it, of course, was genius.
Yeah.
By
the bum
putting them all in the same world, right? In the hobo with the book and all that stuff. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be more like a DC showcase kind of a thing, right?
You got to do your thing. You know what I mean?
And I'll find out. Yeah, and then I'll find out. I'll get feedback from people like, okay, well, what story do you want to hear more of? Which characters do you want to see more of?
That sounds tight. Like I'm actually really, I don't know. I'm really like interested in that more than a lot. Like to me, that's at the top. Also, I really want to check out. Yeah, that sounds.
I've got all these IPs that are just like sitting at my desk.
Well, you got to do something with them, otherwise, like we only have so much time here, dude. You know what I mean? And there's, you got to tell these stories, and
hey, look, if I was making like 50K, 100K, 200K on a campaign, oh my god, I'd just be putting out at least like 4 or 5 comics a year.
Yeah,
at least.
Wrangling up some artists and some colorists and some editors and whatnot.
I got a mountain of scripts. Yeah. It starts to go boom, 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 boom. You'll see that very often with comic book writers when they first become successful. People like Rick Remender, for instance. It's like all of a sudden, Garth Ennis. It's like when they struck it, it was like when they hit it big. It was like, oh my god, like how the fuck does this guy write like 4 comics in the same month?
Inventory,
right? And it's just like, guess what? He's not. He didn't.
Yeah, he has inventory, and then he just like retrofits for said IP.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt. Oh yeah, let me play this this clip from the prophecy because it's one of Walken's finest moments, I think, as an actor.
Your word's a lie. It's not about humans. It's about God. What do you know about that, you monkey? I don't have to, Gabriel. I know you. I know what it's like to be ignored, pushed aside. I know your anger, Gabriel. I know what it's like to lose your faith in the word. I know. Because you hate him. You hate him just a little bit. Because you're jealous. That's what this word's about. Jealousy. Jealousy that he could love something more than you. Something with a soul. Well, if you want...
Right, so now he's ready to walk away. And previous scene, we saw Viggo Mortensen as Lucifer. And, oh yeah, we gotta check that out too. Because, wow, he's really, really good. Basically, he's had a conversation with Daggett and is telling him, like, you've got, like, you use your lived experience, right?
He attacks
use that against him. Use that
against him. But he just comes up, he's like, boom. And the way they shoot it, too, he's just on him. massaging him. He's like all over him, like seducer.
Creepy as fuck.
It's creepy as fuck. There's a lot of creepy shit in this movie.
There is.
But the way they shot
It's
that,
a horror
again,
film.
horror, and he's a fucking monster. He's the monster. The motherfucker.
He's the monster. Yeah,
And,
it's a fucking devil. Right?
The way they shot it though, he just comes in like they have you noticed a lot of his like entrances, Vigo, are like, you know, he's out of focus. He pops in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's there. Yeah. But I will say with Vigo, for me, I like all of his shticks. All of his, they all have a shtick every scene. He's eating the rose. He's popping up like that. He's out of focus. But the one for the one where he eats the heart, you know, there's a sound he makes, and that had to have been fucking ad lib. There's no way they wrote that in the fucking script.
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing about Vigo, though, is that he is a artiste.
Yeah, he's an artist. Right? He's a Renaissance man for sure.
Yeah,
does everything,
dude. It's amazing. Everybody, look up on the YouTubes. Look up Viggo Mortensen like speaking 20 languages.
Yeah, dude. Full of brilliant dude, and he was a trucker forever. I remember when Lord of the Rings came out. I remember I was working at an an alcohol like depot place. You know what I mean? Where we sold everything.
Yeah.
And he was on
tequila. Brian, I told you about the Weekend Warriors, my grandkids, right?
Hello.
Well, this is the one who the Menards conveyor belt tried to eat his arm.
Oh no!
Oh man!
And his dad grabbed that mechanism and basically ripped it open so they could get his arm out.
Oh wow! That's amazing.
He's strong. I mean, he just like grabbed the conveyor the belt part in one hand and the part that was cutting into his son on the other hand, and he just opened it up.
Damn. Well, you've heard of like mothers like lifting up cars to like get to.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's already like got America's ass. He's like built like Cap. I ain't lying.
That's right. He's like he's like Captain America.
I mean, he just grabbed that thing and ripped it open, you know. And
this is our Doctor Strange fan.
No, this is the younger one. Who's your favorite?
Sonic. The Sonic book one.
The comic book Sonic. He likes it, huh?
Yeah. Not Ugandan Knuckles though.
I want to read my comic book.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I got him the Street Fighter G.I. Joe #1 at the con.
Yeah.
And Isaac is the Doctor Strange fan, but Isaac's the one that had to get stitches too, because Dad wasn't there to stop the glass from opening him up when that screen door came apart, right?
Owies.
You know, but Dad was there to rescue this one. He didn't get it too bad, not bad enough for stitches, you know. So,
damn.
But both of them on the weekend I'm gone. They both got
damn.
Got banged the fuck up.
Crazy ass kids.
No. Toe up, one might even say.
What do you mean? Where's your book? It's on top of the box, dude. It was on top of that box earlier. It's on top.
At the end too, bro, when he's trying to get him to come back, I think that's probably my favorite part of his performance.
Oh my god!
And I didn't really even think about it. I always thought about the other stuff I was talking about, but at the very end, he turns into like a crackhead.
More than Jesus.
He's scary and like a crackhead. And they put these brown contact lenses in, and he's scary and
it's so bizarre.
Yeah, dude.
And it really works. You notice like how he has like a little eyeliner.
His black lipstick on too. It's like
a little
really
bit of black lipstick,
brownish black. Yeah, it's weird.
And just his demeanor is just so freaking creepy.
It's creepy, dude. I almost felt a little bit.
Yeah.
But I can't put my finger on it. But it's just like a feeling I got from it. A little bit of Heath Ledger's Joker in there in this scene. I don't know why.
Yes.
I don't know why.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because I was actually thinking there's like a little bit of it's kind of like a little bit like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, right?
Yeah.
Like this. It's like too. this and the voice that he uses.
Yeah, he switches it up a lot too.
It's just
in a matter of seconds.
It's like he comes in and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna steal this movie. Boom.
He does, and he wasn't.
He almost does. He almost does. Yeah,
he almost does. But he wasn't. I don't know. He kind of does.
He'd been in a number of films.
What was he in before this?
He wasn't a movie star. He was in Boiling Point. he was with Wesley Snipes. That was a small part, but he was exceptional in it. The first movie he ever did, I think, was actually a Charles Band movie called Prison, which got a theatrical release and surprisingly good reviews. Like, critics were actually like enthusiastic about it, and it launched the career of not only him but also its director Rennie Harlan, who then went and did Die Hard 2 and like a bunch of other disposable
I know he was
trash.
I know the big movie. I think the one that really kicked him off was G.I. Jane, which he's kind of like just.
Oh, that's right, but
I never watched it. I never watched the movie, but I remember him being in there. You know.
Yeah. And he's well, see, that's the thing. You've got different kinds of actors. You've got
Psycho.
The ones.
He's in the Psycho remake too.
Oh, like the Gus Van Sant one?
The one with I don't know if he directed
the shot-for-shot one, right?
Shot for shot with Danny Elfman and Vince Vaughn. He's like the. I think he's like the dude in the beginning that she's having an affair with. You know.
Okay.
I want to go back and rewatch that.
Well, remember too, he was supermodel good looking. Right? He was supermodel good looking.
He's like Dutch and Argentinian, I think.
I mean, you know, he won the genetic lottery without a fucking doubt. And then he's a polyglot on top of that, right? Which means he can speak like 100 languages. And when he goes on press junkets, I'm telling you, people, you got to see this shit. It's really, it makes me mad because I'm not him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's
like in any country he's in, he doesn't need a translator. He just speaks to the people in their own language.
Yeah, and I heard he was a trucker too, like when he was doing Lord of the Rings and shit.
Shit.
Whatchamacallit, fucking, I forgot what I was gonna say. I love him. You know what though? My favorite, Aragorn's probably the top because the Lord of the Rings. That's like I always forget. It's like an unspoken favorite movie. Like it's in probably my top 3, maybe my favorite.
They're wonderful.
I fucking love them, dude. Yeah. But I love A History of Violence, bro. I fucking love that movie. I think that's probably like if I had to pick, it would be that one. Like that's his baby, kind of like Aragorn's a Tolkien thing that's his baby too. But that one's completely him, you know. And
by the way,
he does a great job when he switches to that fucking Bostonian gangster, you know, from that Midwest guy, Joey.
That person that he had buried.
He's like, yeah, I'm Joey.
Yeah, but he buried him inside, and it's not like he ever went away, and then he just comes back when he needs him.
Yeah,
and then of course that leads to complications. Actually, it's interesting that you mentioned A History of Violence too, because its author, John Wagner, recently passed away.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Which is really sad. Wagner, of course, best known for creating Judge Dredd.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't realize that A History of Violence is based on a comic book.
It's like a French one, right?
No, it's
Italian.
It was. I don't know who I think it was an American publisher, but the writer was John Wagner and the artist was Vincent Locke.
I remember
Dead World and Cannibal Corpse album cover fame.
Yeah, man, that shit's awesome. I need to get the Dead World books, and
those are fun.
I always put History of Violence in my when I used to organize my DVDs, I'd have a Marvel section, a DC section, a Dark Horse section, a cartoon section, and then I would have cool. I'd have like a just a random section with movies that are comic movies, but they're not, you know. So I'd have Dredd in one with like History of Violence, you know, like anything that would just kind of be there. But that's how I would do it. And whenever a comic book movie would come out, even if it was not like a Capes movie, I would try to pick it up if it was badass, you know. Like Ghost World was one of them, but I wasn't into Ghost World, so I didn't really. That wasn't my thing. But I still like acknowledged that I thought it was cool that they're making movies about comic books, you know.
Right. Oh yeah. Without a doubt, it's just interesting when they don't want you to know and when they want you to know.
Yeah, totally.
Made in Hell says I'm a bilingual illiterate. I can only read and write in English. Well, welcome to America.
Yeah, me too. I'm working on Spanish.
That's the thing about Americans. I mean, I know a little. I can understand German. I can. My pronunciation is almost flawless, but conversationally, I cannot hang right now. I understand a lot more than I can speak. Let me put it that way. But that's it. But
I can read Spanish, but I can't speak it the way they do. But I can read it pretty well.
There's two ways to speak it too. There's the Stillions with a
Yeah.
very lispy.
Yeah.
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 Share my screen real quick, Brian.
It's a European
check
one.
out the Weekend
Yes.
Warriors.
All right. The TV ties.
Now look. Gabe's up there like, yeah, he's showing his off, right? Isaac's like, it kind of hurts to put my arm at this ankle, Grandpa.
How many stitches did they have to get?
It looks like 10 or 11. I don't know.
Ow. Damn. But hey,
that
that's
opened up pretty good.
right. But they're also kids, so like they'll
Yeah.
heal like really fast.
Yeah.
You know,
it
I have,
happens, man.
I
when you're
have a
kid.
scar that I got 6 stitches when I was about 10 or 11. That's never gone away. It's still like just plain right there, like in your face.
I got a scar right here in my chin. When I was a kid, I flew off a skateboard and I went face first into the ground. Like,
Man, I know a lot of people that did that.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
and that shit just was bleeding, and so they stitched it up.
I tripped and fell, and you probably can't see. Actually, you could see it when I kind of go like this. I have like a little scar right between my eyes. Where I tripped and fell and banged my forehead on the fireplace.
Oh, it sucks, man.
Brick fireplace. Blink.
Porn bots again. Jesus.
Damn, porn bots.
Can I have a stream without a porn bot, I guess?
Yeah. Oh, and Maidenhell says, I knew some brothers who had a competition between them as to who had more stitches. Yeah, that's a guy thing for sure. It's like my ex-girlfriend said, like, I just noticed, like, whenever you say that something's manly, it's usually something stupid. I'm just like, yeah, kinda, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny that shit.
To prove your side was right, Gabriel.
But yeah, here let's watch another piece of this, because I really think that this is just maybe the best scene in the movie.
Well, if you wanted to prove your side was right, Gabriel, so badly, why didn't you just ask him? Why didn't you just ask God? Because he doesn't talk to me anymore.
Yo.
So that's good too. But what I also like he sold it too. Like he got offended, like the way he like shrugs his fucking hands on his hips, and he kind of walks away like, and walks back. But then the line delivery, and then on top of that, he got to him, and it was believable. And but then he walks away and just leaves fucking Elias there in the dirt. He gets all it kind of.
Well, remember what he says
when he go get the soul, you know.
Right, and remember what he says to him when he first meets him. You should be on my side. Yeah. And that's what I love about this movie and why it has always been special to me. I always like back in the day for a long chunk of my life, I hated God. I really did, and that because it's interesting because I never didn't believe in God.
Yeah.
It's always been based more on a feeling than anything else, and intuition, if you want to call it that. My mother was religious. My father considerably less so. Never took me to church because my mother didn't like the church in our in our area.
Yeah,
and so I always say, like, to my atheist friends, I'm like, you're an atheist because you went to church, and like I'm like actually a believer because I didn't.
Yeah, I had a bunch of different styles. Like I went to church, you know what I mean, and like we went to different churches when I was a kid. My dad was a drummer at churches.
Yeah,
and a lot of the first ones we went to was Fire and Brimstone. So they're like, motherfucker, you're gonna burn, motherfucker. Did I mention you're gonna burn? Can you pass the offering over here? You like my Mercedes? Pretty awesome, huh? Motherfucker, you're gonna burn. Negative. Yeah, so it was all like that, and I could literally I'd look at the stained glass windows, and I would think of hellfire like burning me. And I was probably like 4 years old. I could just like imagine it, the power of it. And I was like, I don't like it. But then I would switch to like, this is fucking boring. And I hate this.
Yeah.
And I hated having to go to Sunday school and stuff. And
right.
Then we would switch churches to where it was more like, hey, chill out, dude. You know what I mean? And then eventually,
as a church should be, I would imagine. I've never been to one.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been in the buildings. I've never been to a church service.
And now I just come to like, you know what? I could speak to God myself. I don't need to go anywhere else. And there's different forms of Christianity. I can have my own too, so I could speak to God myself. You know what I mean? And I get a feeling of Jesus in me because I am Christian. So
yeah, me too.
I get that. My wife's Catholic, but they're two different. They're the same, but they're different. So it's everyone could do their own thing. You know what I mean?
Dude,
that's how it worked for me.
It's like the Denomination Blues. Have you ever heard that song by I think it's like an old like blues classic or something like that, but I heard it performed by Ry Cooder.
Yeah.
It's called the Denomination Blues. And the chorus in that says, "You gotta have Jesus, that's all." Right? And that's kind of how I have always kind of thought about it. But I really believe that God hated me because I hated God because I thought God hated me. That's ridiculous, right? It's stupid as fuck because hate is a human frailty.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments as a metalhead was a moment I had been wanting to see, to hear and see for ages, right? It's Tom Araya from Slayer. And because I always wondered, like I think I know where this guy's at, right?
Mm.
And I never took his music as like anti-Christian in any way, shape, or form, really. And if you listen to the lyrics, you know what I'm saying. I mean, the obsession with necrophilia, you know, the fact that there's one Slayer right album that doesn't have one, not two, not three, but like 4 or 5 songs about necrophilia, right? I'm not saying like, you know, am I saying Slayer's like a Christian rock band? I always kind of suspected. And this interviewer asks Tom Araya, like, so you've got this song called God Hates Us All. Do you believe that? And he smiles because he looks like he doesn't want to answer. Like he doesn't want to give it away. Right? And he goes, and then he just says, God doesn't hate. I was like, I knew it. Hate is it's a human frailty. Right? And
he is vengeful though.
Oh, I don't doubt that he could put his foot in your ass, but I also believe, you know, that he's incredibly merciful.
Oh, definitely.
Like there's that great scene in The Mist.
Yeah.
Where Brian Libby, who was like the serial killer in Silent Running, where it was basically Michael Myers versus Chuck Norris. Yeah. That's a fucking wild movie. We'll just talk about it sometime. He plays a biker and he's about to go out into the mist. Right? And there's this like, you know, Christian fundamentalist woman, you know, that's like, you know, throwing fire and brimstone at everybody. And he's like, no, you got it all wrong, lady. I believe in God. I just don't think he's the mean old bastard that you think he is.
Yeah. And there's different timing and different things, you know, and a lot of the argument is like, well, if he's, you know, if you believe, why does Hitler exist? Why are all these people doing all these evil things in the world? It comes down to choice, though. That's why, you know,
free will.
We got free will, and you know, he might.
And that's a motherfucker.
And that,
and
you
it's
know,
a motherfucker.
It's a conundrum. The one thing, fuck, man.
Maidenhell says, I'm an atheist and don't believe in the H word. That's fine.
Heaven or hell.
That's totally cool. Some of the most Christian people I've known have been atheists.
Yeah. Well, even like
in terms of like not how they. In other words, you got people who will talk it and then not walk the walk, and then you got people who don't talk about it but walk the walk. And those were like always like the atheists that I knew. That's to say, people that would literally give like a complete stranger the coat off of their back.
Yeah, the good people.
Right?
And I always
like I witnessed good yesterday. Little old lady come when we had made a stop off the bus and everybody got out and we went into the store and everybody bought sodas or whatever and left, and this little old lady left, and this other little old lady come out yelling, Gail, you left your credit card. And it was like, see, there's still good people in the world, man.
Dude.
I left my credit card in the ATM, and I was like, dude, that must have been an angel, because like they took it back to inside the bank, you know. And I was like, oh, thank God, you know what I mean? Someone helped me out.
That kind of happened to me, where this one was like, Mister, you left your card, right? I'm telling you, people
like if I find a card, I'll return it.
Good. People want to be good, but there's all this evil shit in the world.
That's what I was gonna say.
Turns them in the wrong direction.
People use God to their advantage, like the evil fucking Inquisition, the fucking evil shit that the Crusades, all the shit they did in fucking Scandinavia. You know what I mean? That's like why they had black metal. You know what I mean? That it was extreme, like pushing it. You know what I mean? Obviously, part of the religion, for the most part, is you want to spread the word of God. You got to do it. You don't want to talk bad about your God, but some people,
of course not, and especially,
but you don't want to force it on people either. You know what I mean? That's you taking it over and fucking and doing that. You know what I mean? Jesus wasn't doing that,
dude. I am such a church and state guy, right? Because to me, the epitome of freedom of religion, right, which is what we're supposed to have as Americans, right?
Exactly.
Isn't it in our Constitution, right? Freedom of religion. What's the very core of that? Freedom from religion.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not hard to make a religion either, too. And a political party could turn into a religion and be one, but not be one, but kind of act as one, and it could be the same shit, and they can mask it in a different term.
The fascists, man, in a major fucking way.
Yeah,
more the German fascists than the Italian, though.
Totally, man.
Because what sucked about the German fascists was the fact that they were ideological.
I just feel at the end of the day, man, like for me, my thing is just like have fun and be good to people.
Yes.
Every day. I'm not saying you got to walk around like a fucking idiot with a big smile and a big shit ear on your face, but try to treat people good and try to have a little bit of fun every single day.
Yes.
Have you guys heard of the girlfriend, the dreaded girlfriend comic?
The dreaded girlfriend comic.
The Spider-Man Green Goblin comic that the girlfriend defaced and shit on her way out the door.
No,
and dude had it graded, and it's been like a topic of many a discussion. It says she wrote like "go to hell" on it, and you need to learn the book, you know, and just wrote all over the fucking cover and the back cover.
Yeah,
it's an old Spider-Man book, like with Green Goblin and shit, right? And she totally defaced it. And he had dude had it graded, and this guy ended up with it. Dustin Ruff has it, right? And he's had it for quite a while. And he was down in Savannah, and I missed him. And I've known of this book and about this dude for a long time, right? But I missed him at the con. And he just like sent me a little message. You must come out on the show. Yeah. So you guys are gonna hear the story about the Mad Girlfriend comic, man. He's been offered like $50,000 for this book. It's like a huge
how did it become a thing? With he announced it,
people just started talking, you know. I mean, obviously the guy it happened to made a big deal out of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, look what she did in my book, right? And it just
understandably
legend of its own.
But that's fair. That's fair.
You know. It took on a legend of its own.
Yeah, that's cold blooded.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him out on the show, man, sometime soon. And you know, we're gonna get the story from Dustin, how he ended up with it. It's like I've seen so many people say, "Hey, man, I got this book," and I'm like, "You a lying motherfucker." I know that book, you know?
One of the things that H.P. Lovecraft found very amusing was when people would like write him and be like, "Oh yeah, I've got a copy of the Necronomicon." this non-existent book that he just completely fucking made up. But that's fucking great, dude. I
gotta figure out a good time to schedule this one.
And you know what? I'm sorry. You know, breakups can be fucking nasty, but you don't deface your man's comic books.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. A woman scorned.
That's
true. She gotta get you somewhere.
Women
You know
are
what I mean?
way more vengeful than fucking men are.
Oh, men don't give a fuck. They've already forgot about it. They don't even remember. They're like, what
women
did
will
I
get
do?
mad at you for not knowing why they're mad at you.
Precisely. Like, you should know. Yeah, is anything okay? Yeah, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
No, you need to know. And
yes. Communication. You know,
yeah,
that's the important thing. You know, and to have the attitude, if you're gonna be sharing your life with somebody, you got to be like, look, if I step on your toes, let me fucking know.
Yeah.
Give me a heads up, you know? I mean, especially me. I'm a ADD. I'm a fucking space case, you know?
Yeah, you gotta seek out and find out. And you gotta know. You always gotta know.
Yeah. Best relationship
hard
advice.
To know, though, man.
The best relationship advice I ever got was don't go to bed angry.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely, dude. Definitely. Don't
go to bed angry. Like, get it
leave.
off your chest.
Get it off your chest or leave and come back. You know, go cool off, go walk around the block and come back.
Yeah.
And then talk.
Yeah.
You know, because you're just like rage, mad. Let's talk now. No, get out of the fucking house. Go walk around the block. Don't drive.
Right. You need to cool
get in a
down.
car accident. Just go walk around the block and
yeah.
And you got to walk around the block.
Cool down. Yeah.
The dude's got to do it, not the girl.
Right.
The lady. The lady could do it, obviously, but the dude.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, the dude's like, you know, and he don't know what the fuck to do. So be the man and fucking leave. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like, see, my issue was that like my girlfriends. Well, one of them was
look at the chat. Time of Dying. I've seen that book. It's famous. Yeah, Dustin's going to be on the show. I'm talking to him right now. It's going to be on a Monday Madness. I'll let you know what day. You guys got to come check this out. This is amazing.
That's awesome, dude. That is seriously cool news.
Everything's blowing up, Brian. It's blowing up around me, dude. You guys are going to have to help me through this.
Hey, dude, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Thanks, bro.
You got it, man. Look, people that bust their ass. See, I always feel like a shitheel because, like, I'm a writer. I can't do shit, right? I can't be like some of the people that
I can't do shit. I'm a writer.
No,
dude,
like, what am I gonna do? Write a sentence? Write a fucking paragraph that's gonna get your book funded? I don't freaking think so.
I'm a story guy, though. You're the one that brings me back to book 2. See. If the story sucks or the writing, if there's anything in the book that takes me out of the story, whether it's bad grammar, bad punctuation, just out of left field message shot or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like anything that takes me out of the story, gonna make it harder for me to buy book 2. I'm just saying. I like to read a story.
The first thing you have to do is you have to captivate people.
A good storyteller doesn't take you out of the story. They have a good editor. They have proofreaders. They know what they're doing. They give you the best possible product, and they don't slap you in the face with either agenda at every possible moment. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Before we sign off, let me run upstairs really quick and get that original art because I'm telling you, this is freaking sweet.
See, Brian's still on that. Oh man, the artists are the rock stars, and I'm still on that. Hey, I don't give a shit how good the art is. I'm not going to buy every issue unless the fucking story's good. You know?
Yeah, the story can only get you so far, or the art can only get you so far. The story has got to be compelling, and it's got to bring you back. You know what I mean? You
and the art's got to be good. Don't get me wrong. The art, I mean, you got to be good. I like good art, rather. I mean, everybody likes good art, right?
Yeah.
For me, though, I mean, the story it's always been the stories. Always.
Yeah,
even back in the fucking day with Marvel, with Ragnarok, with Thor, the real Ragnarok, with the Midgard serpent and shit. Yeah. What is it? Thor 380. The whole comic book is one splash page after another, Walt Simonson art. There ain't hardly no story to it, right? But the damn art told the story.
Right.
Thor and Midgard Serpent were fucking battling. It was a battle, you know? Sometimes art is the thing, but there was still a story there. Walt knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it was the real Ragnarok story, too. It wasn't no...
Have you read his new Ragnarok? His Ragnarok?
No, I haven't yet.
You'll fucking love that.
The
That's
new
my like
Simonson,
favorite.
right?
Yeah, I love that shit. He needs to crowdfund that shit. Like if
Dude.
Zoop is legit, he needs to get on fucking Zoop because that's for him.
Yeah, he
like
does. Yeah,
for
he
people
does.
that are in his possession that could fulfill for him because he probably don't need to be fulfilling books really. You know what I mean? He needs to be.
Dude.
I mean, he probably could.
Yeah,
but
but
I mean,
see, that's what
he needs to
RJ
be
does.
pumping 'em out.
We get him on Indiegogo, and then we have Critical Blast fulfill for him. See?
yeah, I would love to help.
You know.
Like I'd love to
Walter
see that
and Louise Simonson actually like live in my immediate area.
I remember you
Dude,
talking
Like
about
in the
that.
same,
Walter-
like in the same county. I told you that story like a billion times.
Walt's one of my favorite fucking writer or favorite comic book people.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, they're total freaking icons. But think about this: there is no place for them in the contemporary American comic book industry.
That's why he stopped quitting teaching.
Dinosaurs.
He stopped teaching because they don't do that art style anymore. He said, "So I don't teach art anymore." He said,
Wow.
Yeah,
You see, and look how many people in indies that would love to be taught by fucking Walt Simonson.
Bro, I've never even read any of his old shit. All I've read of it is his new shit. I'm
Love
like
me too,
the newer
mate.
generation.
Oh, dude, yeah. And dude, I'm telling you,
Big influence for me.
You're in for a treat because you, especially being like a Nordic mythology guy, you owe it to, because here's the thing: the Jack Kirby, Stan Lee Thors, those are a lot of fun, but they're they all take place on Earth.
Yeah.
And what Simonson did was he took it back to Asgard.
Oh, really? Okay.
And really developed, so the comic book didn't take place on Earth anymore. It took place in Asgard. And
you probably put a lot of that more Norse stuff into it, like a Kirby Norse.
I gotta make a comment on what Maiden Hell said there because she disagreed with you, Brian, and she said, but I want to tell her I got to disagree with her because men. I've been hurt a lot of times, and I'm still hoping to find the one I'm going to die next to.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
What
so,
Pop said. What Pop said. Yeah. Very much, very much so. No, we want to be able to be emotionally open.
I just want the one that I don't want to go all in until I know she's going to be the one that's there all the way to the end, right?
Right, because
and
like
that's
otherwise
why
I can't be fucking
married.
bothered.
That's why I've never gotten married because I've never met a woman that I knew was going to be all in to the end.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah, you need someone that'll have your back. You know, like I mean, you
yes.
guys are going to fight, and you have to fight, and you have to argue. That's part of it. Part of being
absolutely.
married
It's
is the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's healthy.
And you know, persevering from the fight, but they need your back.
But that's also what sex is for.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when you're angry with your partner, what you need to do is bone.
That's called
right.
Grudge fuck,
you need to bone.
It's called a grudge fuck.
Exactly. Right. So then you're just like lying there afterwards, and you're just like, what the fuck were we angry about again? Because odds are, whatever it was you were fighting over was some bullshit.
Yeah, definitely bullshit.
In other words,
usually an argument has to do with an existing mood before anything was ever said. I just want to be real clear on that with people.
Yes.
Usually it has to do with an already existing mood one or the other person's in, and then all it took was the slightest thing to make them go,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you got to be able to read your partner's mood too, and know when to and when not to say something that's going to make a maybe trivial situation into something ridiculous.
Well, look,
right?
This is a thing that a lot of people don't understand, that women especially don't understand. Most men don't understand it either. Men can be hormonal too.
Oh, for sure.
Right? They've only recently discovered this, but guys kind of have like a male period too.
Yeah.
It's just
definitely.
It's physically there's no indication of it. It's all happening in our fucking heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get right in your cycle with you, ladies.
Yeah. Is that interesting?
Yeah.
So we know virtually nothing about this, by the way. They've only recently discovered it, and they're only beginning to study it, but they know that it exists.
Well,
Definitely,
I mean, it's just like men getting like before the baby's born, getting all fucking freaked out, right? And, it's the same thing, and it's like we have emotions too. We've been raised to be men.
Yeah.
Well, most
to be
of us,
stoic,
right?
Yeah.
It's like we're raised to be men, and we're not raised to be emotionally available to anybody except those who are really close to us.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
You know,
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
because that's the thing.
I have ex-girlfriends from when I was in my 20s that I still love to death, and they still love me, and we still fucking talk and hang out.
That's awesome.
But well, we haven't hung out in a long time because obviously I moved to Michigan.
Yeah. But you're cool.
Still to this day,
right.
It's like she said something yesterday on one of my posts that she was glad I got to go out and do my thing out live and have a good time and love you, pops. You know, and it's like, love you too, Red. You know, it's like, dude, relationships can last forever. They don't have to be.
No, like the S&M, the chick that I dated with was the S&M B&D editor for Screw Magazine, right? It's like a big sister to me.
Yeah, you know,
right? I mean, it's just like, just because you're not boning somebody anymore doesn't mean that you don't still care about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, and that's how you know you loved them in the first place.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
sure, things didn't work out like perfectly for me and Red.
They seldom
you
do.
know, but we're great friends, dude. I mean, I'd do anything for her. She'd do anything for me. You know, it's like, can I tell you? You know?
I mean, my last relationship lasted 11 years. So when it ended, it didn't feel like a failure. I was like, no, we had some pretty good times, right? And, I hung out in the relationship probably 2 years longer than I should have, right? Because, I'm a pussy, I guess. And just, you know how guys, it's like when it's over for us, it's really hard to then dump you. Like shit's not easy, man. That shit is not.
We don't want you to be hurt. We don't want all that, right?
No.
I mean, we just want to be able to get on out of here before anybody gets hurt worse.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yes.
I mean,
because
that's
at that
me.
point you're just wasting your time with each other.
Look, my whole life has been based on have a good time, and when it quits being fun, I'm out.
Yes,
I'm fucking out. You know, it's like I'm trying to have a good time.
Like Chris Claremont said. It was asked, "How long are you going to do X-Men for?" As long as it's fun, right?
Yeah, right.
And that should always be the rule for all the shit that we do. Is if it's not, I can't imagine what it would be like to make comic books and not be psyched.
What do you guys think was what? Okay, Matt. What was the first date for you and your wife?
Jeez, we're getting really personal tonight on CG Horror Movie Club,
because I have a thing about first dates that make them turn into second dates.
Oh man, I can't remember, bro. It was so long ago.
When you take somebody on a first date, when somebody's like, "Hey, do you want to go out and do this or that?" Go do something that's really fun, like an amusement park or something, or a comedy club, something that makes her laugh.
Yeah.
You're in for book 2. Okay. I'm just saying, dude, you got to do this right, man. You don't go to a movie where you can't converse.
Right.
Okay. You, dinner, nobody wants to watch the other person eat the first time you go out with them.
Awkward.
Don't go. Yeah. Don't take them out to dinner. Coffee's kind of lame. But
it might have been a metal. It might have been a show. I think we might have went to see a band play.
Speedboating. Look, speedboating. The only thing that you can take them to that's where there's no conversation or only conversation later is like a concert of a band they like.
Right.
Okay, you take them to that. Okay, an amusement park. Speedboating. Fucking take them somewhere where they're going to have fun and be excited and want to come hang out with you again. Don't be lame, guys.
Yes.
Just don't be lame.
There it is.
Whatever it is, go have fun.
Yes.
Because that's what they want. Somebody to have
effort.
Fun with.
Yes.
They want fun and a little bit of mysterious too.
You know what I mean? It helps if you have a little bit of a dark side.
No, it does a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been in prison, baby.
A little bit of it makes it interesting.
Love that, man.
You want to be interesting. You know what I mean?
You want to be interesting. Well, you want them to be interesting too.
And I'm a reformed bad boy.
And they don't want
just under the surface. Right?
They don't want no soy either. You know what I mean? Women don't like soy, bro. They
really don't like.
They don't want that soy. They can't handle.
They really don't. They really don't.
It's just in their makeup, you know.
Why do you think so many guys were like, where do you think incels come from? Right?
Yeah.
They're being told, oh, women want to be treated this way. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. Right?
They want to have.
The
They want to go
stuff
have
that they're
some
fed
fun.
in the media
Yeah.
and fucking movies, TV shows. They are lying to you, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, God, because I remember like in the 90s when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man! That was the age of like the sensitive male.
And
right?
guys,
Where
you
it was
don't
not cool to be
suggest
masculine.
guys do not suggest Netflix and chill. Let the ladies suggest that.
Yes.
No shit.
Okay. Let them say, let them, come chill at the homestead or whatever. Let that be on their time when they're ready. Don't be trying to get all up in the jeans before it's time. You'll ruin everything.
No.
Like, go out, go see a show.
I'm always a gentleman.
Go hiking. Go somewhere. Go to an amusement park.
I am, and the other thing for me, I am always a gentleman.
Yeah. Be cool. Be cool.
Yep.
Right?
Good
like I'm
things
old
come
school.
to those who
I'm old
wait
school.
and all that.
Oh yeah, dude.
know?
You got to be old school, man.
And that's the thing. Made in hell. Like I've prevented many fights using that tactic. This is what I was talking about, busting a nut.
Yeah.
It's like no. It's like no. She clarifies, turned a possible fight into a conversation. Yeah, pheromones also. Yeah, they've discovered. You guys know about that. They've discovered pheromone receptors in the human nostril. You guys know that?
I know all about
they're really
pheromones,
tiny,
bro.
But pheromones, yeah, that's
I know all about pheromones, man. I've been dragged right down in there. You know?
Pops, you would remember this. Did you ever read Jack Kirby and Steve Gerber? Both of them were having legal beef with Marvel, so they went and did a comic book together called Destroyer Duck. Have you ever read that?
Remember that?
No.
I think I do remember that.
In that, there was a woman whose superpower was that she exuded pheromones, and it would just like basically turn every guy into a simp.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, okay, yeah, like go rob a bank for you. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll go do that.
Yeah, we did turn the horror movie club into relationship advice. This is going to be one of the biggest shows you've ever done, Brian.
Hey, I always say I believe in keeping it casual, but we're almost at 3 hours now.
Yeah,
I got to get something. Got to get something to eat before I fucking die. I'm dying over here. I did wolf down like most of like a Cliff Bar. Oh, really quick. This image that we've been hanging on. This is a character called the Sycophant.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
I was about to say the demon in here is pretty badass. I mean, you could tell it was one of the angels that has no eyes, and he has a crown around his eye sockets.
Yeah,
I got something for you to watch too, Brian.
Okay.
Are you watching The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch on Netflix?
No.
Oh, you must watch this.
Oh, okay.
You must watch this, dude.
Okay, because I mean, I think what's going on there is bullshit, but
you gotta watch this, dude, because a different guy bought the land, and they're doing a completely different study. Most of the stuff in the first guy's study wasn't even released. It's all still classified. He didn't even tell everybody everything that was going on there, according to the guy that runs the ranch. And, I guess he ran the ranch for the old guy, and he runs it for this guy too. 2 different billionaires have owned this ranch in the last so many years.
I get it. So the genre it's in the genre of like the horror adjacent documentary.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the one about Wrinkles the Clown?
It's kind of like Ghost Hunters, but you got a NASA scientist. You got some serious people doing this investigation, and they've caught some serious footage and stuff that they all saw and caught on camera.
Oh my god!
There's been a lot of cattle mutilation shit like that there, right? They were all 5 standing out, launching rockets like little model rockets into the sky and shit.
Yeah.
And all the cattle in the corral, oh, we're running to one corner.
Oh,
and
wow.
just like freaking out. And then they saw a UFO and shit, dude, and they got it on camera. Happened again like 10 minutes later. It was like, when they first went there, there was like, dude, one of the first rules they told these investigators is you can't dig. Can't dig. And they're like, well, why not? And is it because bad shit happens? And they're like, yeah, but isn't that what we're trying to do, is get bad shit to happen so it can be documented? And dude was like, not this kind of bad shit. One of them got some serious fucking brain injury and shit. And that's all documented. They got the x-rays and it's like, dude, some crazy shit going on that ranch.
Have either of you listened to there's Ray Ramos, off from 656, the guy who wrote the Cryptidnals?
Yeah.
He has a whatchamacallit? What's that platform? Substack. Yeah.
I heard him talking about his recent events. It's just scary as fuck, dude.
Fucking, did you ever hear his La Llorona story?
No.
I listened to that. I sent him a message. Fuck you. You owe me like a new underwear. I was like, oh, like shit that will make you go, oh shit.
To make you go like, I'm gonna sleep with the light on.
Yeah, man.
Looking out the window
man.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, he and he's a brave motherfucker. And because I've asked him, I'm just like, you're really open about all the freaky, fucked up shit that you have seen.
Yeah.
Like that takes some fucking balls. Like, aren't you afraid that people are going to think that you're crazy or think that you're a crank? Right?
Yeah,
and he's just
tell people about the crazy shit that I've seen all the time.
Yeah.
If you look at where he's from, that's like a hot spot for all the paranormal activity.
It is.
Hey, I lived in a house in Phoenix.
All kinds of shit's out there.
I lived in a house in Phoenix, and my uncle stayed there while I was at a funeral out of state. Yeah. And when I got back, he's like, I'll never sleep in your house again. And I was like, what, man? He's cool. My ghost is cool. He don't fuck with people. He's like, no, shit was coming off the walls. And I don't mean like falling down the wall. I mean, coming off the wall.
Oh, my God.
And he was like, nah, I ain't never sleeping in your house again, dude.
Oh, my
Scary.
God. So you had a spirit in the house, but it just didn't like him.
No, it would fuck with me too, but I would laugh it off like, yeah, I'll die someday, motherfucker. I'll look for you first, I'll be come tripping back to this house after I die. I'll come find your ass. We'll see what's up then, motherfucker.
But I've known people like that. One of my teachers at university was just like, I lived in a house. Me and my daughter, we had a ghost in the attic.
I talk to him. I don't freak out about him. I talk to him. I'm like, yeah, all right, what's up? Moving shit. I get it, or so whatever.
You can tell, Yeah, so
they're just looking for attention. They just want you to know they're there. That's all. They're just looking for a little attention.
Interesting.
I never noticed them to do, like nothing like violent, like scratches, like you see happen to some people and shit. They'll get scratched up and shit.
Well, so
I never had nothing like that, but he was always like looking to get my attention. He or she, was always looking to get my attention. And we also had a cat ghost in the house. Because more than once I'd be like walking down the hall, and you know how sometimes a cat will come shooting out the side of a room in front of you, and you like trip over yourself trying not to step on it. Yeah. That shit would happen to me all the time, and I'd get to the room I was going to, and my cat would be asleep on the fucking bed.
Oh my God. Oh,
dude. It was like,
dude,
it was.
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
You know what I mean? It's like you go out of your way not to step on this thing, and it's not real.
So this is so. I mean, but you weren't afraid. Like you never
I ain't
felt like that. These
about.
Things were malevolent. Like you got used to them, and you kind of coexisted.
If they're malevolent, I'll really come look for them after I die. Okay,
yeah, well, I mean
I might have been joking with that dude, but if something come at me or the family like malevolently, then yeah, I'm definitely looking you up first. I mean, seriously, man, the kind of will that I have, and the kind of spirit that I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't back down from nothing.
Sounds like a good concept for a comic.
Even if I got an ass kicking coming, I don't back down from something. You got to actually give it to me.
Yes. Yes.
You got to actually be able to hand me that ass woman. You don't get to just talk me into it.
Right.
And it's the same with it's the same with that. That's just the way I was working. I brought myself up basically. It took a long time for me to learn to be. I had to learn bravery on my own. I didn't have, a strong male figure to teach me that shit.
Me neither. Yeah.
And bravery ain't like being a badass. Bravery is knowing that this could turn ugly and still standing up to it.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
bravery.
There's no courage. There's no courage without fear.
Yeah.
Because the guy that runs out onto a battlefield who isn't afraid, that dude's a lunatic.
Yeah.
He might get the rest of you killed, right? Yeah. Leroy Jenkins.
That's Leroy Jenkins. Didn't he get canceled? Wasn't he like making mad crazy cash money at like doing like conventions and shit? But then he got canceled. Like, I think he was one of the first people who got canceled, actually.
Made in hell, if you're not like hooked up with one of my socials, hook up with one of my socials. We need to be friends. I'm just saying.
Most definitely. And Maiden, thank you so much for hanging out. Always a joy to see you. Time of Dying. Everybody else that's hanging out in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know we got off topic, but that's how we do at CG Horror Movie Club, yo.
Hey, this
ID Crisis.
Yeah.
Any of y'all that are anybody that's Time of Dying, anybody that's been hanging out and still hanging out, peace and love. We love you and we do appreciate you. Everybody else that's watching, click the like, click the subscribe button, and then ring the little ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah,
you got a page you want to show us, Brian?
No. I suppose I could, but I'd much rather show off y'all shit first, at least.
When you guys pull in here to watch the replays, hit the like, subscribe to this channel, man. There,
hook a brother up.
Replays, thousands of people view on the replay. Get this man some subscribers. You guys appreciate what he's doing, or you wouldn't be looking to watch.
Like my t-shirt, Matt.
And there you go. Check
That's
that
awesome, dude.
Butch Cleaver.
I always got the button.
Matt Burke.
Thanks, brother.
You got it, man. No freaking doubt. But Matt, tell these fools where they can find you and where to find your book.
Yeah, you guys, you can find me on YouTube at Metal Movies and Brewskis, where I talk about metal movies and brewskis and comic books, and you can find me on Twitter at Runecutter Comic. I got my books, Butch Cleaver 1 and 2, up on Indiegogo right now. You just go to butchcleaver.com, and if you back now, you're gonna get like bottle opener, bunch of campaign gifts for the next till we get to 100. I got the books right now, and we ship like within 24 hours or so, 24 to 48 hours, depending on if it's the weekend or whatnot. So if you're into like horror, Westerns, you might like this stuff. But yeah, if you guys want, you could check me out there. Thanks a bunch, Brian, for having me on your show.
Thank you so much for hanging out, dude. It's always a pleasure.
You get this poster too. That comes with the book. So
yeah, I've been meaning to do one of those forever. I've had the design, but I've never actually made the damn thing. But I will soon. Pops, tell people where they can find. Tell people where they can find you, you old pothead.
Well, on Twitter.
I'm so not. I'm leaving. I'm leaving the focus on you for sure right now.
On Twitter, comic related madness on Facebook.
It's the madness.
Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant on YouTube. We got 5 weekly shows, a monthly show, and who knows when we'll do a special edition. We pretty much do about 25 live streams a month. Tune in. Always trying to have fun.
Hells yeah. And what can I say? That is what it is definitely about, is making sure that the shit that we're doing is fun. I got the link. Pasted the
Brian,
link for the
you gotta do me a
the
favor,
new 6-gun gorilla.
You gotta do me a favor, man.
What's that?
You gotta talk to Preston about drawing you a background for your live streams.
Oh, dude, I still owe him money. I still haven't completely paid him for
Brian up with a good graphic for his background right here.
I'm not hitting him up for oh, and check this out. Everybody, you're just gonna get a little peek, just a little.
Yeah. Nobody who's getting 2,000 views needs a plain black background. Brian needs some killer graphics. Somebody hook him up. You know he's awesome. All you artists that fucking love Brian, somebody hook him up with a good background. Oh, look at that,
dude! That's so sick.
Right. So these are the pages for people that are in the drawn-in tier.
Nice.
Right. And so one of the things I found with that's great about the drawn-in tier is people really like to get killed. They love it if you make them like the victim of like some gruesome death.
Mm-hmm. Made in hell, I suffer from that very same disease. Being broke, it's like it's
it's the worst.
Man, can't get out of bed sometimes when you're 6'8", 280 pounds, huh, Brian? Oh, yeah. It's hard to get out of bed when you're.
It is.
When you're broke as fuck all the time. Yeah, I know.
Man.
You just gotta power through it.
Which I am. But here's the beautiful thing. Look who's fucking. I mean, look. This is from This is from my comic.
Man, that's beautiful.
Look at that.
Look, Preston knows. Preston knows I love his art. It ain't no secret, okay?
People will pay good money for those.
And I think everybody knows that 6-Gun Gorilla #8 was the first book I ever bought because of the cover.
Right.
Okay, without knowing anything about the story, not having read 1 through 7. Rarely do I jump into the middle of something. Usually I try to get the creator to let me go back to #1 and buy that. The cover. The freaking cover, yo.
Look at that. Dude.
That's the cover.
Dude. Right? So
those are bigger than 11x17, huh?
Yeah. This was the sketch.
Yeah, that's not going to fit in my portfolio.
Right.
But I do have frames that big, Brian.
Oh, no. I would
no.
But this is going to one of the backers. Like one of the backers.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because if I would have had the money, I'd have grabbed that motherfucker.
but here's the thing. Like he sent me extra pages.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know you said that.
I'm
looking.
Is that
which
every
one? Do you
one
know
of my
which
backers will be able to get one of these extra pages?
Do you know which ones?
My way of saying like.
Do you know which ones are taken and which ones are still available?
Indeed,
that's a good one right there.
I mean, you got to have more backers than there are pages available, right?
Yeah. Let's see. There's another one. Just beautiful work, and Ollie from 656 just did the. I mean, the colors are so great. Like he preserved every single pencil stroke, because that's all.
Which is what you're supposed to
do.
That's what you're supposed to do when you color. You're not in color or ink. You're not supposed to fucking block out the line work. I hate that, man. And when the color is, I see the color and it's like, oh, that's badass. And then somebody shows me the line work and I'm like, oh, that color is horrible.
You know? And because then you're like, oh my god, like there was a beautiful illustration underneath all this shit.
Yeah,
all over it.
Well, they make it a painting after that point. It's just like a painting now. It's not even.
Well, I mean, for me, it's like for me, it's like I'll see the line art afterwards, and I'll be like, why did you do that to that?
Awful.
You know, why did you
More
block out all that line work that gave this fucking drawing detail, that gave this art
I'm more
detail?
into flats now. Flat
You're
colors.
supposed to flatter that.
And then
You're
here and
supposed
there,
to flatter that as a colorist. You're supposed to make them lines come to life, man.
with a couple of explosions here and there, maybe like some things you want to, paint. You know what I mean? But I'm finding it more and more that I like just like kind of flat colors with a little bit of effects here and there,
Dude, really.
Personally, I like to
because
see that line work, man. I like to see the hand in there,
Yeah.
That's
That's
where
the
I'm
art.
at. And
That's the original art. It's like your colors aren't supposed to change the art. They're supposed to complement the art.
Exactly, right? And because I originally wanted to do just like because whenever we would get these pages, right? They're so freaking beautiful. I'm like, can't we just like print it like this? Right? It's so beautiful. I don't want to see anything done to it. And so
you can offer that as a separate tier. Brian, you can relaunch this again as black and white. The Preston Acevedo version or the Preston Acevedo edition, where it's just Preston's art. You've already shown Oliver's colors. Give the people what they want.
Yeah, but that was the thing, was that Ollie made that like redundant. I was just like, we don't need it. Like,
no, but there's still people that just collect and love black and white.
I do. I mean, I originally wanted Six Gun Gorilla to be a black and white comic.
That is one edition that you could get away with selling as black and white. This is what I'm saying. You already have the files. That is one edition of the 8 that you could sell again as black and white.
Most likely, what I'm going to do next is
wait until you get to issue 10 or 12, and then go back and do the black and white graph. When you've got Preston done maybe 4 of them, do a full volume of all 4 books in black and white. The Preston Acevedo edition.
The Preston Acevedo edition.
I'll market the shit out of that, Brian. I promise.
Yeah. So I can make some money, so I can finally finish paying.
Hey, you want to show
dude?
You want to show you got a trailer, Brian, for Six Gun?
Oh yeah, in fact I do. Yes, sir. Hold on.
Do. He never sent it to me though. Email popsfansan at outlook.com so I could add it to my trailer run, please. Shit, it's almost over, huh?
What? Yeah, it is.
Dude, you guys
if you
know.
Can't play it. I got your Kickstarter up too. I can play it.
I started playing Matt's.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, because I'm kind of boomering out right now.
I started playing Matt's trailer as soon as he sent it to me, didn't I, Matt? Play it every show now.
Man.
Every show now. Sir.
I appreciate it, Pops.
No problem, dude.
Yeah.
See, look, Made in Hell. Listen to Pops. I totally save up for that.
And anyway, I put the link in the description. Everybody, go check it out if you haven't yet. And after that, I'm probably gonna do a maybe.
And I can vouch for the 7.
I'll talk to you guys off the air about.
I can vouch for the 7 books before that too. They rock. Everything leading up to number 8 was freaking awesome. It's a good story, man. I can't wait to see how it's gonna go from here.
I got it right here, Brian. If you want to show it.
Yeah. Thank you for the kind words. I mean, I just always I don't know. I'm always great. I'm always grateful for that shit.
I got to tell a lot of people about it this weekend. I tell you that.
That's awesome. What? No sound?
A lot of people, when they'd come up and they'd see us on the monitor during the show, they'd ask who the people were that were on the show.
Uh-huh.
I got to tell people about Six Gun Gorilla quite a few times this weekend.
That's awesome.
During that period that you were on,
I'm just
people were interested. They were asking, "Who are these guys?"
It gets people's attention for sure.
We've all heard the stories. We've all heard the legends. Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Billy the Kid. But there's a secret history to the Old West. One that seems too strange to be true, but, well, we all know what they say about the truth. Very big ape, very big guns, throwing very big holes, very bad people. I think the world is finally ready to hear the story of the strangest, the most startling Western hero of them all. Six-gun gorilla, long days of vengeance.
That was me doing my best Sam Elliott impersonation, which isn't that good, but. And that .com, folks, don't go to that .com because I think it's like owned by like some Korean dentist now or something like that. Because the idiot friend was in charge of it, like let it slip, like the right slip or some shit like that. So I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll get that domain back. We'll see. I might have to pry it from like the cold dead hands of like a Korean dentist. What movie do you think we should check out next week? Any ideas?
I got one.
Yeah?
I'd love to do.
Yeah.
The Wolfman.
Is that on streaming?
It's on Tubi right now. It just hit. And it's the remake. It's the remake.
Oh, the Joe Johnston. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about that movie. I enjoyed it a lot more than I think it
deserved.
I
fucking love that movie.
But I kind of do too. Like I was just like, I should be hating this. I really should not be liking this. But it's like, fucking two werewolves just fucking tearing into each other. Fucking Monster Rumble. You don't think a Monster Rumble gives me a fucking erection every single time?
And then the week after that,
what's better than Monster? Two beating the fucking shit out of each other.
I gotta take the wife out the week after that. It's her birthday, so.
Oh yeah, family comes first, my friend. Oh, your presence is always greatly appreciated. And you know who else's presence is greatly appreciated? Not Pops, but you, dear viewers. Thank you so much for hanging out. We really do appreciate it. But no, Pops too. Gotta fuck with them. It's like that's how I show affection to people.
You didn't see what they did to me in the morning when we were trying to get set up on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, dude. How hungover were you?
They sent Chris over. Doc and Rich sent Chris over to tell me that the stream went down. They canceled my StreamYard.
Oh my God.
While we were trying to get the tech set up to start the show or to get on the show. They already had the show going, right?
Right.
And we're over there struggling to get the tech set up. And they came over and gave me a new great streak, bro.
Oh, man.
Dude. It's all in love, fucking with each other and shit. But man, they were like, Doc's like, you guys want to see a classic Pops meltdown?
If you missed it when I was on, I was like, yeah, Pops is like Willie Nelson plus C-3PO. Oh my God.
It was so much
homeboy can be high maintenance.
But it was so much fun, man.
I know, dude. Seriously, I am so happy to hear that. That made
I have blast, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to do that again.
Right?
There was no look. That was like beyond bucket list. The kind of thing when I started doing this, I never ever thought would happen. That I'd be setting up my table right across from Kurt Angle.
Yes.
You know, it's like I didn't get to talk. Something happened at the VIP party after the show.
Oh wait, is this dirt? Is this like?
Well, I mean, we weren't there. We had cruised out because we had to go set up for the second segment of CromCon, right? Because obviously we couldn't do it from the show. They closed the building at 6 o'clock or whatever, right? So we had to go somewhere else, back to Dan's house, and set up and then do segment 2, right? So we didn't go to that VIP party. We kind of had a little pool party of our own, fucking pizza and beer and Everclear. You were there.
No, I saw the Everclear. I was like, oh shit, there's a lot of trouble in that bottle.
You were there.
You guys were getting like Tank Ferret walking around with his gut. Yeah, and it was great. That shit was
somewhere funny. And wherever their VIP party was, some shit went down. Like some kind of a brouhaha.
Oh,
okay, I don't know if it was a lefty righty SJW thing. I don't know what it was. I wasn't there.
Right.
But something happened, and then Kurt wasn't there the next day. Okay, so those of us who got our VIP pass for Sunday, so we could, hobnob with Kurt. Kurt didn't show up because some shit. I'm pretty sure because of some shit that happened at the VIP party the night before.
Oh wow.
I don't know if somebody got drunk and got in his face or, anything could have happened, right?
Yeah.
Anything could happen,
especially
right?
with professional wrestlers, it like you would think to yourself, like, well, why would like Jean-Claude Van Damme or some dude like that have to walk around? Why would Dolph Lundgren need security? Right? He's a fucking
because there's always somebody that's going to try and fuck with
giant
him,
who's like a 3 black belt and fucking Okinawan karate, right? Because so many people will start shit.
I got to challenge this dude and show that I'm a badass.
Could be that. It could be like, oh, I'm gonna make me some money right here.
Yeah.
Right. Like the dudes that were provoking Mike Tyson on a plane. You guys saw that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's
hilarious.
It's hilarious because it's just this kid who's just like, it's Mike Tyson. It's Mike Tyson, and dude goes over and is just fucking with them and 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 fucking with them. And and Tyson is like really, really good about it. But eventually he keeps putting in that order for a fucking knuckle sandwich. And eventually he fucking gets it.
Is this recently or what?
Yeah. Look that shit up. This was on a plane. And
recently, like how recent?
Yeah, I mean, like what, like a month or so?
So you gave him a knuckle sandwich, huh?
Oh,
yeah, because this dude was just antagonizing him. Yeah. So that's why people like somebody like Mike Tyson. Like, who would start a fight with fucking Mike Tyson? That's like starting a fight with a gorilla. Okay, no fucking way. And it's because it's just like it keeps them out of fights. It keeps them out of altercations. It keeps them out of lawsuits.
Yeah, lawsuits the main thing in jail.
Brian, look what Maiden Hill just said. She just trying to steal my heart right out of this show right now.
Look, joust. Damn. Are you?
I used to date the girl that was like a sword master, and now it's like, oh my god, now this one joust. Yeah, I just love women that that got all that heart.
Oh yeah, me too. Seriously, if I I love I'd love to get back into HEMA and German longsword fencing because
Cindy,
I know there's
right?
chicks who are into like longsword fencing.
You seen Cindy Kep, the one that made these?
Yeah,
she fences.
Yeah.
All right. Lori Calcitera. She's like all into martial arts and shit. It's like, man, I love badass women.
Yes.
And everybody's acting like, oh man, y'all misogynist and shit. No, we like bad. We like Ronda Rousey. We like badass women.
We don't like Mary Sue.
Be a bitch, right?
We don't like Mary Sue. We don't like Riri Williams. That's what we don't like. And not only are we offended by characters like that, women should be offended by characters like that.
Yeah, come on, man. We like badass women. Don't ever
fucking
act like
Mulan,
we don't.
They remade
like
that
women.
They made that live action, and I think like in the animation, she has to train and train and train and train and train to get to the martial ability that she ultimately ends up with.
Mm-hmm.
In the live action version, like the new one, it's totally woke and she's just awesome. Right? It's like I remember opening like a friend of mine showing me where I was at work, and a friend comes up to me and shows me like this Marvel comic, right? Because he's like, "Oh, I've been watching the movies. I figured I'd pick up some of the comics." And this was like a Shuri series, right? Shuri from like the Black Panther movie,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And there was a page that summed it up. She's flying through the air and she's saying, "I'm awesome."
Yeah, you are. That's what's fucked up. Oh man, no struggle, man.
No
struggle,
no journey.
Awesome.
No, you know what I mean?
No adversity. No adversity. No journey.
Awesome.
No hero's journey. No
hero's journey. That's what I was gonna
hero's
say.
journey for you ladies. And
I love strong.
but you know where you'll find the
women.
awesome female characters in the past. You'll find them in Hong Kong movies, especially. Fucking Anita Mui and Michelle Yeoh can whip my ass any time. Although they weren't martial artists, they're just dancers who, and they're good at making it look like they know martial arts. But
well, I'm kind of a wizard. I need a warrior old lady. That's why I always hook up with badass women. See.
Well, I mean, dude, why do you think I was dating exclusively in the goth scene? Where else am I going to meet chicks that are like into like swords and horror movies and like comic books? But they've all got daddy issues, so yeah, no, I'm.
They've all got daddy issues.
They do, yeah. No, I'm done with the goth chicks. Yeah, no, no mas, no mas.
You're too old now to hang out with goth chicks because you fit right into the daddy mold. See.
Sure. Oh, I was pretty happy. A millennial friend of mine the other day just told me that she thought I was like 38.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no. She's like 40. Yeah. I'm like, no, way higher.
Made in hell. How old do you think Pops is?
That actually felt good.
How old do you think Pops is? Made in hell. I'm stoned, but I mean, how old do you think?
I think you need to bring back the Sam Elliott.
That
Sam Elliott picture, that's some funny shit, dude.
Hold up.
Everybody should have a picture of themselves looking either like that or with a mullet.
I'm gonna give it to you. You gotta be quiet, and you gotta let me say it though.
All right.
Are you ready?
Wait, hold on. Wait, oh yeah, there it is. Sexy. Maiden Hell says, "I'm a goth, no daddy issues. Mine is great, awesome."
See, there you go.
That is good to hear.
Are you ready, Brian?
Yeah.
Can't tell me nothing.
Just manly. Well, you know what? Somebody needs to get in there with. I need to like get in there and Photoshop that picture so that you're wearing the Sam Elliott mustache rides T-shirt.
You know what's
That's
funny?
The manliest thing I have ever. That is the manliest thing I have ever fucking seen. We were talking about this movie before because that had Eric Stoltz in it, right? In Mask.
He's in there too, right?
Yeah,
check it out.
Him and Cher, right?
Cher.
Sam Elliott with the stash wearing a mustache rides T-shirt.
You want to
That's
hear
like the most
something
high
funny?
tea thing ever.
You want to hear something funny? my mom's sister was one of them Nashville groupies.
Yeah.
Basically, pretty much got with everybody. Okay.
Right. Party girl. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And my mom sent me this box of photos that were mine, obviously, pictures of me and my friends and stuff, right? And I looked at that picture. That's that picture right there with me wearing that Minnesota Timberwolves shirt. And I asked her, I said, "Mom, where'd you get this picture of Sam Elliott?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know. It's probably my sister's."
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's fucking funny, man.
It's like my mom even thought it was, when I showed it to her, it was like, "Where'd you get this picture of Sam Elliott?" I don't know. It's probably my sister. She had pictures of all her boyfriends. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
all the old, Willie, Waylon, just go down the list, dude.
Right, Chris, fucking Chris Christopherson, my fucking brother, man. He had the opportunity to buy property right next to him. He could have had fucking Chris Christopherson as a neighbor. That means being in like close proximity to him and just like hoping that by osmosis some of his manliness just would oozes over like into you, right? Just because he's just like that much raw dude. Even just like
hold
it's
up,
like
though.
a form of
Even
like
Chris
radioactivity. It's like if you hang out with
Chris Christopherson jumped the shark though with that stupid trucker movie.
Well, no, look, the dude's like a million years old, but he's the shit in Blade.
Yeah.
Right, and just manly.
I mean,
Made in Hell says, I tried that when my son was 6. Oh, Iron Man had a daughter and passed it on? Nope. Yeah, it's what kind? I mean, that's not exactly a good message to
50-ish. Woo, well,
she's 48 on the cusp. On the cusp. Remember, age. It really is just a number.
I'm 10 years older than you, mate.
Yeah, you're a baby.
I'm 58. I'm almost 59. So closer to 60-ish than 50-ish, but not in here, baby. You know what? I'm like 25 with 33 years experience or some shit like that. Right? 38 years. I don't know. I don't do the math anymore. But
I'm about 15 years old, like maturity wise, I would say.
Yeah, I'm 25. I quit counting at 25. It's like right there. Everything else is all just leveling up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. And the one thing I like about getting older, the great gift of it, I find, is you just become more comfortable with yourself. You become more comfortable in your own skin. You become
in your own skin.
Yeah.
You learn to accept yourself for who you are, and you just start having fun.
Yes.
And the older you get, the less time you have left. And if you're not having fun, y'all better work on that, because you do not want to get to that. Some people spend the last 10 minutes of their life awake in bed. You don't want to spend that last 10 minutes going, oh, I wish I'd have done this. I should have fixed that. I should have done. Have fun. Spend that last 10 minutes laying in that bed going, man, I had a fucking blast.
And chase your fucking dreams.
Yeah.
Chase your fucking dreams.
No matter
don't be afraid. Only thing to be afraid of is not having done that.
And let shit happen. Because when I started doing this, in April of 2020, I had no idea that what I started doing was going to turn into a network with weekly shows and a monthly event that just keeps going and going, and being on other people's shows and just going to cons and doing a lot. And come on, this thing blew up way, way, way beyond anything I thought could ever happen. And I started doing it when I was 56 fucking years old.
I know.
Don't ever think there's a barrier called age.
Never. Don't ever have the words on your lips. Oh, it's too late. No, it's for some things.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
I'm not going to be able to look. I'm not going to be able to go to become a professional wrestler, right? That ship has passed. I'm not going to be an Olympic pole vaulter, right? That ship is passed.
I'm not going to be a NASCAR driver, but I still got in the simulator and smoked everybody's ass and won a signed shirt from Dale Jarrett back when I lived in Phoenix. We went to the races and they had the simulators, and I set a time around PIR on the simulator that nobody beat all weekend.
That's
dude.
Awesome.
It was awesome. And I got to go up on stage and get a signed shirt from him and shit. And I mean, out of all the people, right, that's there, I'm the only long haired dude. I was baked when I did it. And it's like, come on, man.
It's always 420 where you're at, Pops.
Put me in that car for one lap. Let me show you I can really do this. Because I did have dreams like that. Like everybody else has dreams. They want things they want for themselves,
And the thing is the more people that get that message, the more people who realize it's not too late, that you can pursue your dreams, the happier the world will be.
Hell
you know what I mean? I
Definitely.
honestly don't wish for anybody's failure. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I never delight in the failure of somebody, even if it's an enemy.
If you go look at the Madness mission statement, the comic-related Madness mission statement on Facebook, the first thing it says is, "We want you all to succeed." First thing it says there, dude.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, and fuck the mainstream.
Pretty much. Dude.
I mean, back then it wasn't even.
Let's take that shit over. You know, don't
like
complain about the industry, but become the industry.
When I started doing this, all the mainstream people had just been told pencils down. They were freaking out too. They were on my show. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what motherfuckers like us were doing?
We had Will Conrad, Mark McKenna. You know, we had all kinds of industry people come out of CromCon in the beginning because they were told pencils down and they didn't know what was going on either. And they started doing wanting to make sure that they stayed relevant, or whatever. And they started doing shows and stuff. But you look at that first list from CromCon, the first one, Keith Williams, Jack Purcell, Mark McKenna, it was like, it was a who's who of awesome people all weekend long.
When they just wiped out all the old guard.
Well, I mean, they said pencils down, and it was like they didn't know what was happening any more than anybody else did. That's when I started CromCon, right?
Right.
Mike
but I mean,
Lilly.
imagine most of them were probably doing what we were doing, which was okay.
Tony Cordos, Jay Lipson, Mike D. Pascal. There was a whole bunch of people, and then of course Polito, who wasn't mainstream, but was big name, right? But I mean,
huge
indie name. A good third of the lineup for CromCon 1 was industry people that had no idea if they were going back to work or not.
Yeah.
So I mean, now it's pretty much all indie, but I mean, every now and then, like Greg Bo Watson came up to the table during Savannah Comic-Con, hey, I love talking to comic people, man, and this dude has resting whoop your ass face, right?
Who is this?
Okay,
again?
He's a big boy and he's got resting whoop your ass face.
Who is this?
But once you walk up to his table, I mean, when you're walking up, you're like, damn, he looks pissed off.
Who are you talking about?
But then you talk to him and he's all smiles and he's a great dude and he wants to talk and he's like, you know what I mean? And then
if you're a big guy, a lot of people get intimidated.
He came over to the table, only a few people actually came over to the table, but they were all awesome. Jeremy Mace from Joe Con, G.I. Joe Con, the guy who runs that con. He's the one that saved our ass on Saturday, brought me a laptop and a camera and everything because we forgot one cord, dude.
It's totally fucking punk rock.
Yeah.
It's totally fucking punk rock.
He came and he saved our ass. And
DIY shit, man. DIY
Jason
shit.
Connolly from Daughters of Lord Satan and also Stranger Things and Black Panther 2. And, he came and hung out with us for a while. And a couple of very beautiful women, Amber Nova, a wrestler, came and sat at our table and hung out for a little while. And on both days, she came and hung out.
Dude, Pops, I'm sorry to stop you, but why don't you really should do a little video that's a compilation and edit of highlights.
I'm not an editor, but I know a guy named American Comics who loves doing clips from my show, so he's more than welcome to clip.
That's the thing. You got.
Oh, and
you don't need to do everything. You got peeps. You got people.
I got Brian. There's one thing I really, really, really want edited. I need this audio clip. The last 5 seconds of the second part. Sunday night when Renee was there, because she said good night. And I want to clip that and put it at the end of all my shows.
Ah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because the way she goes, good night, everyone, or what, how Renee talks, right?
Didn't I tell you that she was a sweetheart? She's good people.
Well, yeah, I know. She's been on my show before. She's just, like you said, hard to reach because she's a rock star.
Yes.
You know.
Here, let me just let's take this discussion off the air. Anyway, how long have we been at it? We've been at almost 4 hours. Damn, it's like I could have watched
I was
entire
going for CromCon numbers, bro. I was going for CromCon numbers. I was trying to get. How long can I keep him out here?
Just vamping. Some of a bitch. God damn it. Oh, don't trust this man. No, shady character.
I can
anyway,
do 6-hour streams. They don't bug me, man.
No, I know. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. Smash that like button and the click subscribe. Ring the bell if you feel like it, and we will see you next week. And we'll figure out what next week's movie is. Keep an eye out on my twatter. Yeah. Anyway, everybody. Well, actually, to steal a phrase from Vinny, be kind to each other. Peace and love.